buttons at the wrong time, and use
Oh,
Eldritch
oh, yeah,
Blast,
that's...
fail, and it hits you instead.
Okay, never mind. That is legitimately a weapon.
Yeah, it
That
is.
rod is very thin. If you hit it too hard, that thing's gonna snap.
Nick,
That is true, though.
Nick, do you mind giving me the player's handbook again?
Point.
Player's handbook?
Yeah,
Sure.
just want to have that
does
on
everyone
some
need
tab.
it, so I can give it to you.
Like, I just want to have it open at the top just in case.
Does anyone need the player handbook PDF? Yeah, right there.
It's Dad. What do you need me to do? Got it? Because Dad's got to get into this room.
What the hell just
Is
happened?
someone in trouble with their mother?
No.
I was going, what the F was that? That does not sound Izzy.
Izzy just aged like a fucking couple 30 years.
That's rude.
I guess
We don't
they
discuss a
need
lady's age.
something, but it would
Hey.
be great if they would tell me.
My mom is nearly 60, and she sounded older than my mom. So, I have the right to make that judgment.
I mean, she's spiritually old. I'm kidding. That's mean.
Anyway,
Right, so stream is live. So my stream is live already. No big issue.
Hey.
Hey.
Right, let me just link my Twitch to you. Let me just link my Twitch to you. You gentlemen and ladies. TVs, lash toasted bumps.
Remember, you have to play a lady here. You have to be a bit
Fuck
in character.
you. My character has absolutely zero social conditioning besides people of around the same.
I mean, you have to be a character. Come on.
Fuck you.
You have to at least do a high-pitched voice.
Fuck that.
No, he really doesn't. Honestly.
No, he doesn't.
Fucking
I
Leah.
don't have to- I don't have to do that.
You just see Leah just walk up to you and she's like, "Hey, how you doing?"
We got distracted.
Leah smokes like 20 packs of cigarettes.
No, just a girl walks up to you on the street and says, "Hi."
You can't do the deep voice.
Please, that's not your character, so do not do that. You're not
Shut up.
You're not people.
Just be like,
But,
"Hey, how you doing?" Sorry, I had something in my throat.
Yeah, that's what we want. Well, that didn't take long.
Well, actually, she wouldn't be that She wouldn't be the evil sort of voice. It would be more like, "You what, mate?
Dylan,
What you say to me? You know
you
what?
should,
I
you
don't
should
give.
host
You
on
should
your
shut
channel.
the fuck up. Let me tell you what I think about it. What do you think
Just
about
so
it?
that anybody
I can't do the voice right now. What the fuck? I can do that voice
just so
only
that
so well.
anybody that I
It's
told
too breathy
that
right now.
it would be on that channel, that they'll
What the
see
fuck? Why is this
something
music so-
happening.
Why the fuck is this music so
Yeah,
fucking?
my plan was to stream it, but you can do it next time or whatever. Or yeah, or if I host, I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically the same
I
thing, except
Honestly,
not.
don't even know how to host.
Yeah,
I
don't
can.
know
I
either,
can.
so.
Oh, it's.
I don't
British.
either.
Here for the live on stream live stream tutorial.
Yeah.
So settings. Let me see. You go to settings, and then I believe. Let me see, where was it? I think it was channels and videos, if I'm correct.
Hope you guys
Oh,
have
I
some
almost forgot
refreshments
I
for the
moved
next
Martha's
4 hours.
journal.
Yeah, there we go. It's channels and videos, and you should see something like their auto hosting and all that, and host list. So you just add the channel you want to host, and then you can turn auto hosting on. For example, for me, so whenever you just start live streaming, I'll just host you automatically, even if I'm not on.
So auto hosting is on. Okay, there we go. Channels to host. Great.
There we go. And then you can also
Let me
choose like
add-
the order if you have multiple channels, like priority.
Boom. Yeah, I have you, so I added you.
Brilliant. More viewers.
All right.
And so my plan to take over the Twitch community has been. I mean, yeah, congrats, Jay. That's good to know.
Yeah.
You're 100 years too early to do that.
No, don't worry.
Anyway, wrong screen.
What, me?
No, I'm talking about us on the app itself.
God damn, I'm putting like adventure music and shit. They're so fucking depressing most of the time. What the fuck? I'm looking for like some more I don't need it to be like super hypey, like yeah, let's punch some shit. Just sort of like yeah, chill shit. Ooh, I know it. Actually, I know it'll work. Irish music, Scottish music. That'll sort of work, I think. Wouldn't
Shit,
it?
I forgot to memorize lyrics. I'm going to have to
Ah!
have like 50 songs up.
Don't worry, just sing some random songs that you remember.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
literally just improvise, man. That's what bards are all about.
Well, I already had some great ones.
Yeah, you have to be okay making yourself look like an idiot if you want to play a bard.
Not to worry, for
It's
this
kind of the
session,
rule.
Martha's voice is cracked. That's why she can't sing.
too
Nah,
hypey.
I'll
What the
figure it
fuck?
out.
Ay, why are people always
My
trying to make their music way too hypey? I just want like a simple sort of tavern music.
my voice is not great, but it's not bad either right now.
I have a 1.2-liter bottle of water here just sitting beside me in case I ever need it.
What?
Hope you
Although
guys have something similar, because we'll be sitting here for 4 hours.
Should I get a bottle of
drink,
gin? Should I get a bottle of gin on me to make my decisions even more sporadic to match the characters later on?
Mm.
I don't have gin actually. Fuck.
I just
I
ate
have
an
vodka.
entire box of knockoff Cracker Jacks.
Well, I mean, I have vodka, but don't feel like getting
So
like
so
drinking
I'm
why are we
vodka.
waiting?
also I'm also drinking soda right now, which probably isn't helping anything in terms of my voice. But
Yeah,
Drink
it doesn't
water.
affect your voice like at all really.
Try drinking something salty, it'll help.
it actually does. Caffeine can actually dry out basically your vestibular fluids, which are your vocal cords.
Try something salty.
I'm
No
the guy who
no innuendo
has
to be had there
basically been
whatsoever.
working using his voice for the past 4 years, so I kind of know what I'm doing. A little bit.
Ah, so you actually, what, do you sing? Do you do voice
I
acting?
So when are we
sing, I
Ah, that's
scream,
cool.
I do a little bit of voice acting, but not too
I've
much.
never been able to sing like worth a shit, like holy fuck. Though
I
again,
used to be a
though
lot
again,
better at
You
singing.
cannot sing worth a shit. What is that bullshit they just pull out of your ass?
I
What?
used to.
Why
I-
you call out all those improvisations?
there's a difference
I
between
used to-
between coming up with lyrics and actually singing, Nick. Anybody can pull up a bunch of words out of their ass and make something funny. Not everybody can actually make something sound good.
I used to be able
I didn't say
to
that.
sing better than I can now, but ever since I've gotten more into screaming, I haven't been practicing singing as much. So that was
Did someone's
deafening.
microwave
F
go
was
off?
that? Who brought the microwave in?
Bomb has been planted. Counter-terrorist win.
Who brought the microwave into the bloody room?
There was an old fucker who lived on a chat. He sat there all day just saying random shit that he didn't think of any time. He just said what came to his head, and sometimes he called people cunts and he didn't care. See, anybody can do that random sort of improv shit to say whatever comes to their mind first. It's improv. Now, trying to make that sound
I
good
mean-
is a different thing.
I mean, you could have a worse voice, but you could also have a much better voice.
See?
It's definitely not the worst I've heard.
Well, you're bullshitting me on that part, but
There's a reason why some of us don't sing, is because we sound so terrible.
it's not that really. It's for one, it's one when I was a fucking teenager, you know, fucking edgy ass fucking songs, you know, like fucking Linkin Park in the end, motherfucking
That's not that edgy. It
Much
could be much worse, trust me.
Castle of Glass from
Why are we
Linkin
talking
Park.
about lives here? What happened to the GM?
I don't know.
I'm still here. I'm just listening right now.
Oh, the interest. All right, let's get this going. Now let's. If this keeps going by the time we're fucking finished, it'll be like fucking midnight. I'll be like, oh shit, where did our D&D go?
Pretty much. So if you guys want to rein it back in a little bit, let's go ahead and I guess first thing, just everybody quickly introduce your characters.
Who wants to go
Alright.
first?
Why did my thing? 1 second, I'm gonna refresh the page.
Hmm.
I think by order of people meeting, you should probably go first, Nick.
Oh, me? Okay, sure.
Since
why
I
not?
meet you guys in my story.
Let me
Thank you.
stop dying.
The pressure.
So, my character My character is Eldrin Renlar, an elven prince of the Summerspire. Um, my character basically led a very happy life during childhood. Um, his father is loving, his mother is loving, and he actually has a nice older brother. And just recently, like I'll say a few months ago, prior to our current campaign, he ran into his patron because he was a little ill, if you want to put it delicately. And basically, his agreement was to help his patron defend their domain. So he has to set out and go to different areas to help with that task. But along the way, I met Martha, who will be the next one to go, because why not? Go on then, Martha. That was the worst
damn it.
forever, but I'm not giving away anything.
Okay. Martha is or was a little baker from a town called Moderbjorn. Something happened that she doesn't want to talk about, and since then she's sort of been nomadic and going around baking stuff for people. And it just so happens in one of her little towns she met her friend here. Um, and that's it, really. She's just fat and nice and bakes lots of cookies.
She
Right.
thick.
She thick, yeah. She thick, yeah. Okay, so next up would be my character by the order of us meeting, which is Leah Nailo.
Yeah.
Now, Leah was found as a baby by Erevan, which is an elf. He saw her like in danger because a group of bandits had just ambushed the caravan and their parents were traveling in and killed her parents and were about to take her out. And he saved her and decided to raise her with his wife, Meliam. Fast forward a couple of years, when she's 15, she's learned how to hunt from him. She's learned elven dances from her mother. She's really sort of in tune with this sort of elven culture, and she's sort of, the whole her father's ideal sort of rubbed off on her because he never was much of a fan of humans. That's why he sort of decided to live in an isolated forest, and she decides to go hunting with him, and gets a little too big for her shoes and decides to go hunting a bear, which ends up costing her father's life. And when she goes to take the body back to the house to have a proper burial to mourn with her mother, she finds out that her house has been ransacked, her mother's dead, and her father's prized rapier, which is a dragonfang rapier, is gone. With a letter saying basically saying that that rapier was going to be his present to her, and that they finally acknowledge her as an adult, giving her the name Leah Nailo. So she burns down the house, takes the rapier scabbard, which was left by the thieves, takes her actual rapier, takes a bow, and for the next 2 years, she just sort of lives off highway robbing, just ambushing merchants, getting money from them, and that's where I met these two. I see them on the road, decide to jump them, and we duke it out for a while. And when I see that Erevan's an elf, I sort of get taken back by nostalgia, and also he sort of resembles Erevan. So I just sort of get stunned, and then they beat my ass on that little hesitation, and I tell them my story. Erevan decides to take Eldrin rather, sorry, decides to take me in, and I join the party. Since from my point of view, that also sort of helps my goal of trying to find my father's rapier.
And that's her. Okay, who's next?
Okay. Me, I suppose. I guess Throm would be the last in the circle of meeting each other. So, basically, my character is Elentar Valtieri, and I am born to a human mother named Dania and an elven father named Eowyn in the capital city of Volstand. And basically, Elentar, from a very young age, has had a very strong interest in magic. His father used to be a sorcerer and basically a veteran in the Volstand army, and he never really took his magic too far, but he had a lot of natural ability. So, Elentar had that influence growing up, and then the Mages College of Valstan also kind of put pressure on him to learn magic as well, and he had that influence, so he naturally became a wizard. And he went to this college for about 3 years, but he eventually could not keep up with the expenses, and just any discrimination in just in general, the hard life of being a student there. So he decided to start adventuring on his own at 19. And so he has recently departed from Volstan and is going towards a port city to hopefully get a ship somewhere when he meets these people.
Still one more.
Yep. Well, as you know, from Frostfang. Actual name of Frostfang, but Brom Frostfang is what he's known as. First, Dragonborn Barbarian or Priest of Tiamat, but due to some circumstances in his background that you all can possibly learn of later if you like, or not. He left his clan. He is now just a traveling bounty hunter, as search and destroy is kind of what he does best. So that is kind of what he's doing, and wherever we are, which I don't really know, but he's looking for a bounty. I'll say that he's not necessarily with you guys, but maybe in looking for his bounty, he's spoken with some of you or all of you, seeking whoever it is that has had a bounty put on their head. So how he joins you, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that happens. I'll leave it up to the dice or the DM, whichever's more powerful. The dice.
Oh, I like it.
So that's it.
All right, so that's everybody.
Mhm.
So, Leah, Martha, and Eldrin know each other, and
Yep.
Elentar, I can't remember. So, have you met up with them yet, or you're just free?
No, like we plan on meeting in Utsade or whatever it's called. Like
Sad.
Utsad. That is kind of the central meeting point where I'm gonna run into them.
Okay, 10-4. So, I guess with that being said, we'll start with you first. So yeah, how long have you been in Utsad? I know you're on your way to Handel. So are you like you just got into town, or have you stayed a few days?
Like he's been traveling on the road for a few days from Volstan, and he just made it into town and is hoping to rest up and maybe find a place to stay for a day or two. But basically he's just wandering town figuring out what's what right now. He basically just got there.
All right. So, as you approach, you see just a large lot of farmlands. You just see like a bunch of wheat, and like there's some rows of corn. Like obviously depending on where you look on the horizon, but this is one of the main agricultural areas that help support Handel and help support Volstand. So as you approach, you just see these essentially long fields and wide open road leading up to the like the townstead. You see like some scarecrows standing in the fields, and
What are the people like?
yeah. So as you look around, there you get the sense everybody's working very hard. There's tons of people working the fields, and you see carts going to and fro in and out of town from the fields. And as you get closer to the city, you can see that it's actually it's pretty busy there. You see quite a few larger carts and caravans being loaded with just sacks and all sorts of things, and just a general air of harvesting the crops and just busy.
Cool. Do the people look content? Like, does this place seem prosperous?
Yeah, just at a quick glance, It seems to be more of a simple life, but
Mhm.
um, definitely you would say prosperous considering. Um, yeah, assumingly just being so close to Handel, which is the major like port city. That's how they import and export all their goods.
All right. Well, I'm going to ask around and try and get an idea of what this town is like and what the layout is. See if there's any particular places of interest.
Okay. All right.
Notably, like a tavern or an inn or something.
Yeah. So you ask around, and you're thrown out a couple of different names. One of which is the Black Bricks Bed and Breakfast. It's more like a low key kind of an intimate, like family run, smaller establishment. Um,
Hmm.
and there are some other ones. You hold on. There's the Laughing Hearth, which seems to be like the more the wild bar per se, or however you want to call it. And then they also mention the Silver Lamb,
Hmm.
which seems to be just kind of a lower key version of the Laughing Hearth, from what information you gather. And people are very straightforward and kind of to the point because again, there's just this air of gotta harvest the crops, hustle bustle,
Hmm.
get what we can, and prepare for winter.
Assuming it's probably the local social center, I'm going to go to the Laughing Hearth. Mostly,
Alright.
I'm looking for people. I'm looking for stuff right now. I'm trying to get my bearings.
All right. So you're on your way there, and then
Okay.
we're gonna pan over to uh, Throm. So same kind of scenery again. I don't know. Have you been in Utsad for any length of time, a few days, a week, or anything like that, or are you just arriving?
We'll say I've been there for a day and a half. Just because we'll say I usually doesn't take that long for me to find my bounty, so we'll say I've been there for a day and a half. Yeah.
Okay. Um, so you've been scoping out the town, looking for your mark. So far to no avail, but again, this is a fairly busy town, especially right now, and there's just a lot of foot traffic, um, and people working the fields. It's kind of the perfect scenario for somebody who's trying to hide.
Hmm.
So is there any specific action you'd like to take? Are you looking for anything in particular? Things like that.
Let's see. Say for the time being, uh, going around talking to the less reputable people of the town, as every busy place will have them. Yeah, I spent the first day kind of getting settled and scoping, and now I'm going around doing my investigation and asking questions. So mainly talking to beggars, uh, thieves if I can find them, or and some street toughs. The deplorables of the town. I'll kind of start doing.
Okay. Yeah, so go ahead and make an investigation check, and then we're gonna pan over to the other three.
First roll.
So and I'll ask you guys the same question. Have you been in Utsad for a few days or any sort of time, or are you just rolling in?
I'll say we were just rolling in actually because we just finished doing something in the forest to the west of Utsad. So I would say we will be like having a conversation as we roll up to the town itself. So I guess I'll just not be having a conversation then.
All right.
My God, Nick.
Leah,
Yeah.
you are crazy. Throwing your rapier at that rabbit is not a valid tactic.
Hey, it was gonna
And
get
that's
away.
why you never put unknown berries in pies.
You what now? You went and got some berries. When did you have time to do that? We were literally slaughtering rabbits up to a minute ago.
I'm trying to forget.
Oh, yes. You had that little particular feeling towards innocent killing. Sorry about that, but it was necessary.
You could have at least spared the babies.
Sorry, Titania's will. I cannot do anything to go against it.
More
I
rabbits.
owe her my life.
More rabbits killed, more controlled, more meat. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, speaking of which, how much meat do you get gathered from that?
Enough for a day, I'll say.
Good enough. Save us a little bit of gold. And then we just keep walking up to the town.
The baby's meat is mine. They're the most tender. You can have the adults.
Did you say baby or fetus?
I said baby.
Oh, thank God.
I don't think you can eat a fetus, just saying.
Try me.
Anyway, that's basically what we say as we walk up to Usad.
All right. So you have the same kind of scenery as Elentar did. Just these vast fields. You see a couple of scarecrows, and you see just like a bunch of people working the fields. Very hustle bustle town as you approach the town center. Are you looking to do or go anywhere in particular?
What time of day is it? Just out of curiosity.
At this point, it's probably in the ballpark of like 2, 3 o'clock, maybe.
So I think it'd be wise if we look for a tavern to stay for the night, because we're not gonna make the handle at this rate. In a day anyway. And then we also need a resupply. Some things besides food. So I guess we don't know how many taverns there are in this city, do we?
No, not. But a quick. I mean, it's relatively easy if you ask around. You get the same sort of information that Elentar got. There's kind of like 3 establishments that people go to. There's the Black Bricks Bed and Breakfast, which is like a lower key. There's the Laughing Hearth, which is more of like the wild kind of party tavern, if you will. And then there's the Silver Lamb, which is like a, middle of the road.
So the Silver Lamb is more of the average kind.
Can
Right.
I head over and take a look at the bed and breakfast?
Yeah.
Black
Like,
Bricks.
are you going off by yourself? Or are you all traveling together, or?
At this point, we're just traveling together because we're just like, we don't know this town. Let's have a look. Why not?
Okay.
So that's a bed and breakfast. Okay.
Alrighty.
And we're on the lower end.
So you're on your way over there. We're gonna pan back over to Throm and his investigation check. So, yeah, Throm, you nail a couple of people down, and you're going by the description. Just because I can't remember. Did you come up with a mark from your backstory, or it's me making it up? Just wondering.
Actually, just I thought of a mark like a couple minutes ago, so I didn't know if you were gonna need it or not. So I just kind of
I have one, but I didn't know if it tied into your backstory or anything, so I didn't want to step on any toes before I rolled with it.
no, my mark doesn't. It's just I was hired to catch somebody. I've fleshed it out a bit in my head. If you'd like me to speak on it, or if you have something more so in mind, but it's nothing that affects my backstory. It's just the job I'm doing essentially to
Right.
get me in the city.
Okay. Yeah, so you happen to pin down a few people and you're going off description. Um, in particular, the one thing that this person had was a specific pendant that had a raven on it. And it was like very jeweled, um, something that they stole from somebody else, which is who you got this contract from.
Yeah.
So you've asked around, and no, like some people are like, I remember it, but I'm trying to remember where, and then finally you get somebody who says, yeah, I think I saw it on Mrs. Blackbrick. Yeah, she did have a fancy pendant. She was flaunting it around town square the other day. Said she won it.
And
Real quick, because I am a prince, would I have to make like a stealth check of any kind to be like go below radar? Because I would be very noticeable with my hair and clothes. So as to not.
Only, I suppose, only if you want to be.
Because I'm not sure if me just waltzing to town is going to cause a commotion or not. Because they're going to like, oh, hello nobility.
No. You see some people notice and they kind of like stand out of the way a little bit, but a lot of people just aren't paying attention. They're like hauling sacks and pulling carts, and they're just like they seem to pay no mind for the most part.
Okay, that's cool. Just making sure.
just gonna ask the person where I can find this black brick lady.
Yeah, her and her husband, they own the bed and breakfast, Blackbrick's bed and breakfast across town. If you take the main road, and then you're gonna take a left, and then a right, and then another small left. Can't miss it. It's
Alright,
the only brick building in the little cul-de-sac area there.
Alright, I'll nod to him and I'll head that way.
All right. So now we're gonna pan back over to Elentar.
All right. So, what is this tavern like that I've gone to?
As soon as you walk in, you're just immediately blasted with like just loud music. There's a group just playing like really loud folk songs, and it just hits you like the smell of booze and just bo and all those bodily odors.
All right. What's the interior like? Like, what is the scenery of this place?
It's, I mean, certainly not upper class, that's for sure.
Mhm.
But I think a good term would be like rustic. Like everything is handmade, and just it's well constructed, but possibly like not well taken care of, just given the crowd, if that makes sense.
Okay. You said it's like 2, 3. It's like 2 p.m. Like midday right now, basically.
Yeah, yeah, and there's quite a few people just mowing down. They're shoving food in their face, assumably just having like a late lunch. You see a couple people. They're kind of like almost shoving you out of the way to get out of the door. There's some more people coming in.
I'm going to find a place in here to just hang out and rest and wait until a more reasonable hour if I were going to take a room or something. But for now, I just want to bide my time.
Okay.
Okay, you're just gonna do nothing.
I mean, it's like 2 p.m. I'm not gonna rent a room like right now or anything like that. So
You
Okay.
could have just explored around.
yeah,
Whatever.
All right. Whatever he wants to do is cool. Dungeons and Dragons, you can do anything
Mm-hmm.
as long as I say so. All right. So okay. So we'll. Are you looking to talk to anybody, or you're just gonna kind of like sit at the bar, hang out?
I'm just gonna kind of hang around, maybe ask around for like what's going on in the village. Maybe if there's anything that I can help with my trade as a wizard. I don't know.
You get a couple people kind of like laugh at you.
Yeah,
Like,
I
hey,
would assume.
he's a wizard, huh? Yeah, yeah, and you know, like slapping each other on
Yeah,
the shoulder and
okay.
stuff. Like, yeah, sure, whatever.
All right. Then I guess I'm done for now.
Okay.
What? No serious responses. Damn.
So
Ouch.
we'll we'll pan back over to the three. So Martha, Eldrin, and Leah. Yeah, you approach this small but very well made brick building. Um, it just has a nice like sign above the archway, entryway, that just black bricks, bed and breakfast.
Can I make a quick perception check for any symbols or signs from Thieves' Cant?
You most certainly can.
All right. All right then. Perception.
These can't. Cool.
4. Nice.
13.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't see any sort of thieves' cant or symbols in and around that like the front surface.
All
So
right.
why did you choose this place, Leah? Something
Uh,
triggering your memory?
Yeah. They said it was the less popular the places, so I figured if anybody wants to keep low and not be found, this would be the place to check it out. Hoping to maybe meet somebody of similar interests here. Looks like I was wrong.
I think thieves would have to lie a bit lower than this. But let's check instead anyway. So just push our way in, I guess. Or move in. Wherever this entrance is.
Yeah, sure.
Ladies first.
Oh yeah, sure, go ahead, Martha. You'll be the nice talker anyway.
So you step in, and there's an entryway that's probably about 7 or 8 feet long, and you see there's just like some coat racks, all empty at this point. You see just like one lone pair of boots under one of the benches. And then there's another wooden door down the hall on the other side, closed.
We don't see anyone.
Well, I mean you're in an enclosed like mudroom.
Oh.
I was just describing it. So assuming you continue past the mudroom area, the entryway,
Yeah.
you open it up, and it's just a very small. It almost looks like a large living room. There's a couple of couches, and just like one table in the middle of the room, and it goes off into. There's like a trying to describe it. You know how when people have the like a kitchen and a living room joined, and there's just like a small partisan wall between them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's kind of like that, where you can see into the kitchen, they can see into the living room area.
So it's kind of like just like a counter between the two.
Yeah, essentially. And as you
Go ahead.
as you walk in, there's a little bell set up for when you come in. So the bell rings, and you see a larger woman, probably like mid 50s or so, and she comes out of the back kitchen area. She's wiping her hands, and oh, we have guests. We have guests, Chris. We have guests. And she kind of straightens out her apron and wipes her hands a little bit more and makes herself a little like proper, and then approaches you. Hi, are you looking for a place to stay tonight?
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent, excellent. How many is it? Just you three?
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty much.
Perfect, perfect. How many rooms would you like? We have 4 open.
Well, how many beds per room? That's the question, though.
Well, it's generally 1 per room, but we have some extra cots if need be.
I'm fine with a
What's
cot.
the rate for 1 room?
Well, all 3 of you I assume you'll be joining us for breakfast in the morning and supper tonight?
Yep.
All right, very well. So for the lot, I would say, hold on, are you just staying one night or several or?
For now, I think just 1 night.
Yeah,
Just
just for now.
Okay. Yeah, that's I'll say two gold for the 3 of you.
Thoughts? So how many? So this is what, 1 room or 3 rooms that you counted in?
I, did I not catch you? I thought maybe it was 3 rooms. Was it just the one?
I think we'll just take 3 rooms because I think we
Uh,
could
I'll-
cut the space.
I'll share a room with someone else. I don't need a fancy bed. A cot is fine for me, thank you.
You can stay with Martha. I think the 2 ladies
I
would be
would
a bit
rather-
better than the lady and the guy.
Sleepover, yay!
Don't touch me.
So yeah, 2 rooms plus a cot. So
Sure,
cool.
sure. Okay, we'll say and she you can tell like she looks a little bit nervous. She probably doesn't get a whole lot of business. Like, okay, we'll say one gold and 5 silvers. Does that sound like a fair price?
It sounds lovely, thank you.
Excellent. And she has a big wide smile, and she yells out to the back, Chris, we have guests.
So 1 gold and 5 silver. I guess I'll just deduct it from mine.
You're the prince.
Cool. There goes 1 gold and 5 silver. Ding.
Pretty interesting place you got here. I don't see a lot of people around though. Is there a reason?
Well, we're not the most popular. We're just a small little establishment, but you know, we get some from time to time. And as she's saying that, you see a larger man come out from the back. What? Oh, guests. Nice to meet you. And he comes right up to Eldrin and puts his hand out.
Pleased to meet you as well, sir. And I believe you are Chris, is it?
Chris, yes. Chris Blackbrick at your service.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Eldrin.
Eldrin, nice to meet you. And these are your friends?
Oh, the older woman who in my party is Martha. She's very loving.
Martha, nice to meet you.
Nice to
And
meet you.
the young girl next to me is Leah. She's a little bit awkward.
Ah, and he kind of like bends down to your level. She's such a sweetie, isn't she?
Don't look down on me.
I would never.
I'm just not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna let the awkward conversation continue.
I sort of
Well,
just
yeah,
stare.
he only bends down for
I
a
just sort
second
of,
to greet you, and then
I just sort of glare at him for a while.
Leah,
like
be nice.
right now, my character's face is just not showing any emotions. It's like poker face, but instead he's like amused with the interaction between Leah and Chris.
well, it's certainly nice meeting you, and I hope you all have a great stay. Is there any preference for breakfast, for dinner?
Meat.
Why, of course.
You can give them the rabbit meat to prepare if you want, but I don't think that's a really good idea.
No, it's mine.
All right.
I killed it.
Oh,
Moving on, is there any particular points of interest in town? Like, we're kind of new here, and we're hoping to explore a little bit for the day before we come back and rest.
Yeah, certainly. And at this point, he's already stood up. He just bent down for a second to greet Leah. And well, I suppose it depends what you're looking to do. If you head over to someplace like the Laughing Hearth or the Silver Lamb, those are more of the social gathering types. If you're into games of chance or anything like that. If you're looking for money, it's harvest right now, and I'm sure you'd be able to find something for work, that is. Besides that, it's generally uneventful. You might hit up the market square for some more supplies, but again, I'm not sure where you're headed or how long your stay is.
We'll only be here for a day, so we're just gonna be looking around.
Well,
cool. I guess that will be us, unless we have something else we want to do.
the marketplace sounds nice.
Oh yeah, you do need to resupply, don't you? Do you?
Do we? I mean, it never hurts to
Dylan.
window shop.
yep.
While I'm resting up, could I try and make a scroll for a spell?
That takes
That would take a long time. Okay.
yeah, that takes a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I would try.
Why don't we pay a
Equal
visit
effort.
first then? Just
Yeah, please
Just
don't
walk in
leave me.
there,
Please,
have a
please
little-
don't leave me. Please don't leave me alone.
Yeah, it's okay. Okay, so for you three, yeah, so you guys talk some more pleasantries and things like that between you, Chris, and Miss Blackbrick, and they show you where your rooms are upstairs. They offer to help with luggage. I don't know if you accept or not, but they offer it, and then you're free to do what you wish. And with that, I'm going to pan over to Throm. So, Throm, you're directed over to the same area, Blackbrick's Bed and Breakfast. And you approach a, medium-sized, rounded brick archway in the front of the building that just has the plaque that says Blackbrick's Bed and Breakfast.
All right, I'm gonna make my way in and squeeze through the door on mine.
And I can't remember. Are you in like leathers, or are you like fully armored up?
I'm in. I have on a chain shirt, so we'll just say I'm in clothing with a chain shirt under it. I should say.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So like my chain isn't showing, but I have clothes over my armor. So
Right. All right. Well, yeah. You go in. There's an entryway, and you see several pairs of boots and jackets hung up, things like that. Unless the three weren't hanging up any of their stuff.
I don't think we were. I think we just walked right in very rudely.
Yeah.
Might have
Well,
put her
you
stuff in
did,
her
but I
room,
meant
other than her
in
gold.
the time afterwards, or anyway. So you after this entryway, um, you go into the main entrance, and you see the same atmosphere. There's a few couches. There's a small coffee table in the middle of the room, and then there's the a partition wall into the kitchen, and the bell goes off, and you see a larger human male. He's got like a big beer belly, and he's got like the middle age, like the horseshoe balding, and he comes over to you. Hi, how can I help you? Looking for a place to stay?
I'm gonna overlook him at first and kind of look past him and scan the room, just kind of a left to right, and then back over. And I want to see first if I see the lady that was described to me with the pendant.
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check. And as you do that, he's kind of like he's following your head because he was coming up to you, and you're trying to look past him, so he's kind of like moving his head in the same direction. Like, yes, sir. Can I help you? Yeah, his head is blocking most of the way, and it's kind of a small place, so you don't see any other people at first glance.
All right. Not seeing who I'm looking for, I'll finally make eye contact. I'm gonna make like intense eye, like I'm just looking straight at him.
Poor man. He's been glared at twice.
I'm looking for a woman.
Well, sir, I know we don't get many of your kind around here, but we're not that kind of establishment.
She has a piece of jewelry.
A piece of jewelry.
And I'll describe the whatever the pendant was that was described to me.
And as you see that, he gets like a little stern in the face. And now, why would you be looking for someone like that?
Because this jewelry belonged to someone I'm searching for.
Well, I can tell you if it's the same piece of jewelry I'm thinking of, don't belong to them no more.
Did you procure this item?
Yeah.
Do you remember
me and my wife won it in a card game.
May I ask who you won it from? Do you recall this person?
Well, it was probably about a week and a half ago or so. It was actually over at the hold on. It was over at the Laughing Hearth. There was, it's wild, crazy over there. We don't get a lot of business due to them and the Silver Lamb, so we went over and decided to gamble away what little we had, and looks like we won big. As for the man we got it from, well, he was certainly wasted, I can tell you that much. But besides that, I'm trying to think if he had any defining features. He was mostly hooded, but pretty sure he was human. And he had kind of like a long, crooked nose and more of like a square chin. I don't know, maybe early 40s, something like that. Scruffy beard. kind of a
Sounds.
hard-looking fellow, to be honest with you. But hey, I'm not gonna complain.
Sounds close enough. If you for your time. I'll
Yeah, no problem.
ask him where the what is it called again?
The Laughing Hearth.
Yeah. I'll ask
Yeah,
him
he gives.
what direction.
Yeah, sure, yeah. And he kind of walks out with you. He's like looking back, like to make sure his wife isn't right there. Trying to escort this large dragon man out of his home.
Do the three of us notice this commotion?
You guys are all upstairs. I mean, let's see, maybe Leah. I would say Leah make a perception check to see if you can hear them talking.
All right, we'll do.
Oh, nope.
Yeah.
No.
So Martha is just talking your ear off. You have no idea. And Eldrin, you're just kind of like you can't hear because Martha's talking so loud you can hear it through the wall. It's very thin walls up here. And you're kind of just sighing.
Oh,
trying
boy.
to unpack your stuff.
He's like, Martha and her lectures again.
Laying out very important life lessons.
By the way, that's an awesome Dragonborn voice. I just gotta say it. I'm impressed.
Yeah, pretty quality.
Oh,
I hope you can keep that up for the whole campaign.
A
Yeah,
round of
I'm
applause for
regretting
that
it already.
wonderful voice.
I'm regretting it already.
I'd probably
fine.
be doing more voices, but I'm keeping it simple. I've had a chest cold for like
If
2.5 weeks.
If I wanted to voice act, I would have.
So far, you're doing fine.
If I wanted to voice act, I would have made a male character. But from a artist perspective, like I don't know, I just like drawing female characters more. It's like the actual style and sharpness of the characters. I don't know.
And
I
your
kinda-
voice still-
I
your
kinda
voice
made-
still works for your character.
Are you calling?
I don't know what I mean by that, but
Well, let's be real now. I don't think women sound like, "Hi, I'm a girl."
oh no, they don't.
You know what I mean? Like, I've never heard a girl like that. So
No, but it would be hilarious.
I heard a girl. I heard a girl like that once in Thailand, though. Now I'm not entirely sure if she was a girl.
oh,
Moving on.
I hope you had a good time. So anyway, so we're
Fuck
gonna
off.
pan over to Elentar. So you're hanging out at the bar, doing
Yeah,
whatever you
and,
were doing, kind of soaking it in.
And this guy is a very small, very slender and frail, 5'4", basically, like super elven, basically kid. So he's just trying his best not to stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, and you can see like when you look around, a lot of the folk here are just like hardworking, like they're that weird mix between they have like a beer belly, but they're like ripped, just from working fields all day and stuff like that. About half of them are probably human, and then you see like just a smattering of races. Not everybody is that kind of rough and tumble look to them. You see a couple of other fairer folk in there. I mean, it's certainly a pit stop for quite a few people.
I know I'm not quite in the right establishment for this, but I'm gonna look around for like the more reputable people that I could find, like the people who seem like they're more upstanding, and maybe see if I can get some kind of work or some kind of an idea of what I should be doing.
So just repeat that one more time.
I'm basically gonna like look around for some more reputable people who might need help. Like I'm looking for things to do.
Okay, so just go ahead and make a perception check. And,
Okay.
so
I'm
you're
okay
kinda-
at that.
Yeah, so you're listening in.
Oh no, I'm pretty good at that apparently.
Yeah, you're listening in, and you see there's just a fair amount of the people are just going in and out. Like there's just like these people that are working the fields. They come in and they just shovel food in their face. They stay for 10 minutes. They pay their tab and then they leave. You do see there is, just based on your role, there is a heavier set woman dwarf, and she's just kind of like drinking away at the other end of the bar, and you've just noticed that she's just been sitting there sobbing, and there's another gentleman there just kind of like rubbing her back and like, it's gonna be okay. And then
I'm going to see what's up with them.
all right,
So I'm just basically going to ask them, what's the matter? Like, is there anything? Is there anything I can do to help you? Because Elentar is just a little bundle of expression right now.
yeah. So you see the gentleman that was rubbing her back. He stares daggers at you, and he's just like, yeah, friend, you can go sit back down is what you can do. And
All right.
as he says that, the heavier said the dwarven woman, she kind of just looks at you, just like puffy, just super upset, like clearly like she's been crying for a while, and she's just like, well, he says he wants to help. And
I mean,
at that he the guy that was rubbing her back is like, I suppose. How can you help us?
I am an adventurer, so kind of, and I'm basically looking for things to do right now, and you seem distressed.
Yeah, distressed, to put it lightly.
So I want to know what the situation is, if you're willing to explain.
He takes a very deep breath. He's like, and at that, the female just starts crying again, and he's like rubbing her back. And well, I don't know. Are you from around here? You know what's going on?
Not local to here, but nearby. But I can't say that I am very experienced out in the world. So, I'd like an update.
Nearby. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, at least I'm not 100 miles from home.
It's our girl, Durna. She was out playing with some of her friends yesterday and never came home for the supper bell. So we searched all night for her. Even had a couple of the other friends of mine and go and try and find her last night, but I'm afraid she might have gone into the wood. Her friends said they lost track of her in the fields, and we have no idea.
She dead.
Huh. That's terrible. I might see what I can do. I have some capabilities. So basically, I'm going to go and check out whatever they're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't really know how to end this conversation, so I'm just going to kind of shy away and try and help them in some way, ask around and figure out what's going on.
Yeah. And you go to walk away, and he kind of grabs your sleeve, and he's like, you know, you're talking big. If you're gonna help us, I really hope you can pull through. There's been plenty of kids gone missing last couple of months.
I like the sound of that.
Nobody's seen or heard them except a lot of the girls end up coming back, but not one boy that's gone missing has come back.
I will look into it. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'll look into it. I promise you that.
That's not exactly the most reassuring thing to say.
And at that, he kind of like bows his head a little bit, and his face lightens a little bit, and he just kind of like pats you, like where he was holding onto your sleeve. He like pats on your wrist, and just thank you, I appreciate it. And he goes back to his wife, and he's just rubbing her back, and She's sobbing.
I'm just being as honest as I can be.
All right.
I have no reason to fake anything to these people.
Yeah, and like as you speak up, she was getting really upset and just sobbing, like louder and louder as it got brought up again, and you notice like the whole establishment is kind of dimmed a little bit, and not everybody, but like a fair amount are kind of staring at you sideways.
And basically, he doesn't really know. I don't really know what I'm doing right now, and I don't even know how to go about this. So I am basically like grasping at straws because I really want to help these people. This is my goal for the moment.
Right.
So I feel like I'm going to just kind of wander now and try and check out what they were talking about. Probably not stray too far from the tavern, but at least ask around. Maybe see if any other people know about what's going on.
All right. So, yeah. So you like going around the establishment looking, or like going outside, heading out into the town?
I would say starting in the establishment, just the most interesting looking people, and then going outside and nearby.
Okay. So go ahead and make an investigation check, and while you're doing that, we're gonna cut over to Throm. Yeah, you come up to this establishment, and as you open the door, um, you just get blasted with what I would assume would probably be more your cup of tea. Just smell of booze and just bo and loud music, and definitely a tavern that knows how to have a good time.
All right. I'm gonna squeeze in the door again and do the same scan I did at the other establishment and see if I initially see the person that I'm looking for.
I'm gonna go and grab a drink real quick. Be back in a second.
Okay.
Mr. Blackford described.
So scanning around, it's at this point with everything that's gone on, it's probably like 4:30, 5 o'clock. So it's like the hearth has been lit at this point, and yeah, you see a couple of shadowy figures towards like the corners of the bar, but nobody really sticks out. At least like stereotypical like hooded stranger looking people, like there's nobody like that you see offhand. It's just like a smattering of different people, and mostly what seems to be people that like tend the fields, working class people.
Okay. Is there like a barkeep or a inn owner or something like that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, there's a portly older gentleman.
Make my way over to him.
Yeah. And he's serving another person. So you wait a second, and he comes over to you. Hi, what can I get you?
One, my friend, that drink. Two, information.
What
I'll drop.
kind of information you're looking for? And he maintains eye contact with you the whole time. He's like, oh, what kind of information are you looking for? And he fills up and passes you a stein.
I don't know how big or small the cup is comparatively to my hand, but I'll just like gulp it down and slam it back down. And I'm looking for a man, and I'll describe him how Blackbird described him to me. He was said to be seen in here about a week ago.
Yeah, well, and as he's saying that, he kind of like pockets the spare coin. there was kind of a weirdo here not long ago. Probably a few weeks back now. Stayed, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 days. He left about 3 days ago. Said he was headed east.
East, are you sure? I don't know if you can hear me.
The fuck?
Did you say something? Because there's just like a long silence and.
Oh, I was waiting on you. I asked him if he was sure.
Oh.
That's the director. Yeah.
Well, as sure as I can be, I guess. It's just what he said. I said he hung around here probably 4 or 5 days. He was in and out, and he was drinking and gambling, and you know.
All right, I'm gonna pay for another drink, and I'm gonna thank him, and then I'm gonna head out of the establishment. After that.
All right, 10-4. So you notice a half elf gentleman kind of sticks out from the crowd, and he's just like going around talking to various people as you're on your way out.
I kind of eyeball it as strange, but kind of focused on the mission, and I continue to head out.
You're kind of.
All right.
And so I presume that I just saw a gigantic dragon man.
Yeah, especially coming from the city, like you've seen them around before. They're not like the
Okay.
prominent race, but I mean, they're not super common in these parts.
Interesting.
This is a 7-foot white one.
Yeah, that's you're 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
Elentar is 5'4".
You just sort of see his head like floating on top of the other heads in the distance.
All right. So what all is next?
You just continue asking questions and not going
So-
run up to it.
Yeah. So through your investigation check, Elentar, he gleams from quite a few other people that, mostly just reiterating and supporting what the other gentleman said, that there's been kids going missing, and some of the females have come back. None of the males have come back, and it's something that's been a problem to the point where people have early curfews. They're keeping their kids locked at home. Like it's just been an epidemic.
All right. So Elentar is pretty distraught at this point. He does not know what he's doing, but he is inclined to help these people, especially because he basically agreed to it. So, I guess he's gonna start looking around and, like, physically going to these areas that are, prime for this and trying to figure out what's going on. Like they said, like in like fields and forests and stuff, just stuff. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like-
it seems. I mean, being the large farm town, and again, what you gleamed is, kids they play in the fields all the time. Some of them play on the edge of the forest, things like that, and they just sometimes several go missing at a time. Sometimes it's just one. Like the group will just be like, "Oh, hey, where is this child?" And they're just gone.
Okay.
And the ones that come back, they seem relatively unchanged, but like there's something different about them but they have no idea. It's almost like the whatever it was just never happened. Like they just reappear several days later.
I'm going to go out like to the most central like field that I can find and just scout it out and see if there's anything unusual to me. I'm grasping at straws here, man. I don't know what I'm doing. But
Okay.
that's in character too, so.
All right, no problem. So we're gonna pan over to the 3.
3.
What are
So
you guys doing?
it's about 4, was it, or 5?
Yeah. So you guys unpacked, and we can say that was the time that like Alantar was doing his whole spiel and hanging out, and yeah. So it's about closer to a supper time right now.
I just go over to the ladies' room, just knock, 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 knock. So, ready for supper, you two? Just knock on the door. Just shout that in. Well, not shout. Say it in. Because the walls are thin.
I just like respond excitably. Food.
And what's Marfa doing?
Well, she was trying to teach our dear little friend there some lessons, but I guess food's more important than learning how
So
to
basically,
read.
I come along and interrupt your whole lesson.
I was just sitting there bored, like not really listening. Then he walks in and talks about stuff, and I just
This
instantly
is
stand
the
up like
letter
food.
A.
And so I just see like Leah just jump up and Marfa just kind of sighing. Well, let's head
Okay.
downstairs. So we just head downstairs. What do we see?
You can smell they're definitely preparing dinner. You can smell what you would assume to be some sort of pork based, like a roast or dish of some sort.
Ooh. How does Leah react to the smell of pork?
Really, Nick?
I don't know. How does she react to the smell of pork?
I just sort of start drooling a bit. not even intentionally, just sort of like just sort of subconsciously start drooling.
Martha
Okay.
takes a napkin and wipes away her drool.
I guess we just go to the nearest table and just sit down, I guess. Just like talk about things.
Alright, well there's only one, so
Yeah, there's just one table there, just like
yeah, so it's pretty much like a couch with a coffee table around it, like several couch sectionals kind of put together, and you guys just sit and hang out, and you see there's just a couple of like 2 or 3 random books like on a coffee table next. Like there's like one of those like square corner tables between the sectionals, and then in the middle is just like an oval coffee table. You see a couple of books and a couple of like coasters, and mostly just hanging out and maybe watching the hearth or whatever it is you're doing. And you can see that both Chris and his wife are just they're going in and out. They're like chopping up potatoes. They're doing this and that. You see every now and again, one of them kind of looks in your direction and gives you like a acknowledgement, like a head nod or like a small wave or a smile or whatever.
So I guess while we're waiting for dinner, I guess we'll just be like talking amongst ourselves to figure out what we're gonna do when morning comes, I guess, or after dinner even, if we're not tired yet. So,
I'm just your chef, so.
well, technically, you're kind of the, I don't know, caretaker as well. You're kind of all the support things. Anyway, what are we gonna do for tonight? Are we just gonna hit the hay right away? We're not that tired. Do we want to explore the town a bit?
Well, we could always go to that marketplace or the tavern or.
Why not the tavern? Taverns usually open up pretty late. Marketplaces, not so much.
I'm just kind of ignoring them, just following just like tracking the food, and Chris and his wife just sort of moving back and forth with the food in their hand, just sort of staring through Eldrin, and Martha just staring straight at the kitchen.
And I just like look over and see Leah giving this kind of like mesmerized stare at the kitchen. I'm like, Leah, patience. Let's not have a repeat of what happened last time. So yeah, we'll just wait for our food and then we'll head off to the tavern.
And you can see that Miss Blackbrick, she notices you, and she kind of like eyeballs you a little bit, and she'll cut up like a carrot, or like throw you a piece of apple, or at one point she just brings out like a little tray. It's got like 3 biscuits on it.
3 biscuits, nice.
I'm guessing that's all for Leah and none for us.
Oh yeah, it's definitely all for Leah.
Even if you try to take some, I just sort of slap your hand away. Mine.
Leah, what did we talk about just the other minute ago? It's called sharing, and courtesy, and
food.
Okay.
I just burst out laughing at this point. She's just too cute. You know, you can have your biscuits, but we're gonna be eating the main course first, okay? Oh boy.
So you guys wait probably about another half an hour or so until everything is done and prepared. And you see Miss Blackbrick comes out with several large like platter style plates, and just has just a really nice section roast, and slices up a few things, like puts it on each of your plates. And then her husband comes by with just like a big pot, and he scoops out, he's got like some beans, and then he comes by with another pot and scoops out, it's just got like a potato and veggie mix.
Okay, that's pretty nice. I guess I'll just be like very gracious, thank you for the food, and then like just like kind of eat like how a noble should eat, like very delicate, graceful, not, just lapping it up as if there's no tomorrow.
I'm just shoving food in my face.
I'm not sure about the other two. How they're gonna eat?
I'm just shoving food in my face. Like as soon as it's down, I just sort of start getting stuff.
Martha is pretty much loading as much as she can onto her fork. She is very hungry. She does it very daintily, like very dainty, as she has like a foot of food on this one spoon. Just.
And I'm just like knife and fork, just like, damn. I'm just like very orderly, very graceful. So how long does
Martha's the type that mixes everything on her plate together into one horrible, horrifying mash.
Oh god. So I think it would take like an hour just like to finish our dinner, sort of.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how long it takes you to eat. It's a pretty sizable roast, and the Blackbricks, they pick up after you, and once you're done, you can see they kind of like make themselves a plate in the back and make sure like, oh, you guys all set, making sure beverages are all good.
Yeah. We just basically the meal is just uneventful. We're just like joking around, talking about stuff that happened during the day, like how we were killing rabbits just like a few hours ago,
and how often Martha cried, and how she still has a headache.
You cry more than me.
Yes. Do we still have energy? If we do, we can go to the tavern and hang out.
Okay, hold on. So I go when I want to switch back to me for a second. I go when I check out the area. I probably don't find anything, because why would I? And then I'm going to go to the Black Brick place, because Elentar does not want to sleep at the tavern. It's too rowdy for him. And also, I'm just trying to have some progression where people meet each other.
Metagaming. No,
Patience,
I'm messing with you.
grasshopper. Okay.
I'm sorry, but I'm tired of trying to figure out everything by myself.
That's
So,
alright. That's my job. It's good.
so yeah, I'm gonna try and head to the Black Brick place.
We're still having dinner at this point, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, Throm, you look around town a little bit, and you don't really pick up any traces right now. Seems like the trail's gone cold, at least for right now.
Yeah, I'm going to come to the realization that he may have left town and maybe more so out in the wooded area. And I know my forte is more for the city, so I'm gonna head back to the Black Brick and see if speak with Anna to see if I can maybe hire somebody that's more of a nature-wise tracker, like a woodsman or something like that. So
No
yeah,
comments.
once I lose that trail, I'll head back there, and yeah, so that's what I'm doing now, making my way back to the Black Brick Inn.
Okay. Well, we'll say it took you about as long as it took Ellen's heart to, like, he was searching for his thing, you were going to search for some more clues, and at this point the sun has crested, far beyond, and it's definitely approaching dusk. There's still light in the sky, but it's definitely going towards sunset. You guys both pull up at about the same time to the Black Brick bed and breakfast. And Throm, you see the familiar black and bricked archway, and the strange gentleman that you saw earlier talking to some people at the Laughing Hearth.
I'll give him a nod
And I nod back.
I'll walk through the door.
So all three of us were just having dinner at this point, and then we just see this guy walking in, and we're like, duh.
You see a 7-foot tall dragonborn and a fucking 5'4" half elf that should walk in.
That sounds like the start of one of those bar jokes.
No, we're not going there.
Yeah. So you see these two gentlemen walk in, and immediately the Black Bricks both perk up as the giant dragon man returns. You see he kind of pushes his wife slowly behind him. Welcome back, sir. Did you find what you were looking for?
I'm gonna head towards, I guess it's a bar-like area. And maybe sit on two of the stools, because if I sit on one of them, I know it's gonna break. So I'm just gonna sit on two of the stools.
There's like a counter, and there's exactly two stools, just smaller.
Take them both, one for each cheek, and just sit there. And unfortunately, the trail is going a little cold.
Well, and he looks like to his wife and then back at you and a couple of times. Do you need a place to stay for the night?
Yes.
Well,
also, if you know of maybe a tracker or something that's could assist me in around town or something.
As he's saying this, I just sort of out like blatantly, not even like quietly, just sort of blatantly, like, when people like talk loudly in restaurants, like sort of that volume, just turn to her and be like, "What's that thing?" Because I've never seen a dragonborn before.
Martha just sort of slaps her mouth or like
Ow! What'd you do
So-
that for?
Don't
I'll point out
be-
right now that while all this is happening with From and Elentar just walking in, I was just like, as soon as they walk in, I'm just like not making it obvious I was observing them, but I'm just like eating and just like observing. Like, I think I need to make a sleight of hand check for that. I'm not sure if that's.
So you're just staring right at us, basically. Not actually, that's not bad. That's not bad.
13 is not bad. No, I was just like looking at once in a while, just like enjoy my meal, and then just like paying attention to what you guys are saying, kind of deal.
Just
I'm
kind of
guessing
turn.
Leah's licking her plate at this point.
Oh yeah, she's definitely like. she's probably finished by now.
I finished a while back. You guys are slow.
Yeah.
So the Chris like leans over to the side of Throm and stares past him to Elentar, and you over there. Are you also looking for a place to stay?
Yeah, I'm looking for any lodging available. This seems like a quieter place. I might like this better than where I was before.
Oh, well, I mean, he cracks a big smile. This is the most business we've had all year. All right.
Lovely.
No.
Well then, I think Rosa, do we have enough for these guys to eat? Rosa looks back. There's some.
I mean, at this point, Elentar is basically fine with anything. He'll just take some like bread and cheese to fill the stomach, and he'd be okay with that.
Yeah, and that's what they do to a certain extent. He asks you, Chris asks you, are you gentlemen hungry? Are you staying the night?
I'm certainly staying the night, and I could take something to eat.
Well, I will certainly say that we only have one room left.
It's 2 rooms.
Actually, no. You guys ended up taking 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Martha are
Okay,
in one
So
room.
never mind.
that's perfect.
Okay, so yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, we actually have two rooms left. So
What's the rate?
well, it'll be let's see, 5 silvers for you, young sir. Looking at Elentar.
Okay. That's fine with me.
And for you, big scary dragon man, I will say 5 silvers for you, I guess.
Same price.
So I also converted some of my gold to silver, so I'm just gonna give him the five silver pieces. Yeah.
Great. And so they bring you out what they have left over from their meal. They had just started packing up some of the leftovers, and there's not really enough for a whole huge meal for you guys, for you two. So they divide it as evenly as they can, and then they do supplement it with just like some extra bread and like a few slices of cheese or whatever, just to kind of fill the plate.
As I eat,
Okay.
I kind of breathe on all my food to freeze it a little bit. And
Wow.
And
I'm just
this kind of food is basically what Elentar is used to, so he doesn't mind.
at this point, since you've just used your breath, I literally just sort of stand up, run up to Thornham, just like, how'd you do that? Sort of like a little kid, just like, whoa.
I just like noticed her running off. I'm just like.
I feel like Elentar is also gonna be kind of enraptured.
Can Martha roll dexterity to try and catch her by the ear?
I'm just pinching my bridge. I'm just pinching the bridge of my nose at this point. I'm like,
I'm going to say she does not make that.
You try to, and I just sort of dodge out of the way.
nope.
He's like, nope.
It is the nature of the beast, so to speak. And I kind of chuckle to myself at my own joke. It What is a dragonborn thing?
I'm just sort of sitting there like, what's a dragonborn?
Can I roll an Arcana check to see if I know draconic magic
What the fuck?
because of that little display?
Do you know any sort of magic? I mean,
Wait, me or
Besides my patrons, I don't think so.
no. I mean, you don't study magic as much as a warlock as like your patron gave you power.
No.
Do I recognize anything interesting about his ability, other than the fact that it's elemental?
I mean, it's one of those things that you guys hear.
It's natural.
Hear rumors. You guys hear all sorts of rumors, like Dragonborn can fly and they have the strength of 10 men and they can breathe fire, and there's all sorts of stuff that you've heard, and as far as you know, you believe them all.
Mm-hmm.
So, as far as you know, you've never heard of them breathing ice before, but you know that they certainly have special abilities given to them. But there's a lot of random ones, like they have 6 toes and just like all sorts of random stuff that you've heard about them.
And he's a white dragonborn, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Have I ever seen that variety specifically?
No.
Interesting.
Not in these parts. Like I said, they're not super common, but especially living in the city, you've seen your fair share of them. They come in and out every once in a while.
But not white.
Not that you've seen.
Cool. I feel like that's all I have to add right now.
So, like, seeing like Leah run up to From and Martha just fail miserably to catch her, I'm just like stand up and walk over. So, what brings you two to town? I know I'm just passing by.
Work.
The call of adventure, I suppose.
Adventure.
I recently left the University of Elstan, and I've been kind of wandering.
Why would you leave such a prestigious university, young man?
Couldn't afford it, really.
Yeah, that's the big thing, isn't it? So at this point, we're just like interacting normally, but I think I'm just trying to like tell Leah to like, hey, Leah, stop pestering the Dragonborn. You do not want to piss them off. Yeah. So basically, we're noticing that From is just ignoring us. So it's like, Leah, stop pestering him.
Also, Elentar is very noticeably, but trying not to be noticeably, like actually studying From, trying to get a better understanding of a Dragonborn, just general nature and physicality.
Eldrin is telling me that, but I'm just sort of not budging. I'm just standing there, just sort of staring intently at Throm. like almost not even blinking.
Martha, you're better at this kind of thing. You mind?
Would I have to do a strength check to pick her up?
I mean, I'm only 100 pounds and 4'6". I think strength-wise.
4'6".
She gently picks her up, walks over back to the couch, and sets her back down.
I'm almost a foot taller than you, but I weigh 40 pounds more. That's it.
Oh my god, I just realized Throm is 7 foot, I'm 4'6". That conversation, if we're both standing up.
I'm 6 foot, so I'm fine.
And I'm 5'4".
I'm 6'3", so I'm fine. At this point, I'm really curious about the half-elf, because I don't think I've ever met one half-elf that is remotely interesting, let alone, traveling like this one is. So I'm just going to say, so what did you study in the university?
Whatever magic I could get my hands on, although mostly abjuration and transmutation spells.
You are a wizard.
Yes, of sorts.
Of sorts. I see. You're quite young.
I'm more into researching than I am a spellcraft, but I do both.
I can't help but notice that you're quite young. Usually most wizards are old, are they not?
Yeah? I started university when I was 16, and I didn't get to get very far. But
Ah.
I learned what I could from them, and I guess
So-
now I'm on my own.
So I'm just like looking at him curiously and just like thinking, is he really that big of a genius? He sure doesn't look like it, but
Don't be rude.
He sure doesn't sound like it.
no, this is in my thoughts, so I'm not actually saying out loud. So
Mm-hmm.
I just
And
like
also-
I just like keep eyeing these two.
And also, like, compared to the average commoner or average elf that I've seen, what is Elentar like? Any defining features to me?
He's very
What?
scrawny.
Like, maybe noticeably of a higher class or just something defining?
My golden hair. Literally, no one's mentioned that.
Well, given Martha's literally an albino.
Oh
He has
yeah.
like
So she's the albino. I'm the Caucasian with emerald green eyes and golden hair, and very tall.
So as you guys
Six
are
foot three.
talking, you're just, bonding, shooting the shit, and you see Chris and Rosa, they're just listening, kind of smiling and nodding and haha, like just taking in the stories. And then they eventually kind of, okay, like they're gonna go head up, and as they go up the staircase, you just hear just screams coming from outside. Help! Help!
Elentar is breaking for an exit. He's looking for something.
For something.
Yeah,
Some chance to do something.
I just like look.
Yeah.
So do we hear this from the door?
Yeah, Chris immediately goes over and he like throws the door open, and Rosa like goes over and like is looking out the window like, what's going on? Opens the door, and you see a kind of just a thinner, scrawnier human female just kind of run in and out of breath. They took him. They took him.
Took him?
And you see Chris kind of like go pale in the face. Oh, no. And
To who?
you
What's
see he
going
kind of
on?
he brings her into a hug, and she's just like sobbing and pounding on his chest.
Who is they? Is this what I think it is? The rumors that have been going around about the people going missing?
And you can just see she's just losing it, and
Also, Elentar is like, he speaks before he thinks, so he's going to inevitably hurt people. That's just kind of how he is.
Martha's going to go over and try and comfort the woman. She's not sure what's going on, but she's like exhuming. Oh, it's okay, honey. Oh dear, oh dear.
She's a human, so
Elentar is really more rationalism than emotion.
she's a human, so
Yeah,
Leah's kind of
she's
just
definitely like she's kind of trying to push you guys away. Like, I mean, she's super upset. She clearly somehow she knows Chris somehow, and Chris is just like, it's all right, guys. And you hear like he's just kind of like talking in her ear a little bit, trying to like rub her head and like give her a hug, and he looks over to Rosa and back to her a couple of times, and as Elentar speaks up, asking if it was the rumors and what he said, Chris kind of looks at you and slowly nods, and yeah, the children have been going missing, and we have no idea. We have no idea who, what. They just gone. They just vanished.
I heard about this earlier, and I was trying to look into it, but there's not much I can do by myself.
at this point.
I think it goes without. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
at this point I take a little bit more of an interest because of the it relates more to Leah, sort of parents and children like being separated from each other since it's sort of what happened to her and her mother. So at this point, she takes more of a keen interest and starts listening more intently. Before she was kind of just humans, just sort of ignoring them, but now she's paying more attention.
Yeah, you see.
Throm never stopped eating. He's still just eating his frozen food.
I'm sorry if you hear my air conditioner, but it's way too warm in here right now.
It's all right. Just take off all your clothes. We're not on webcam. You can do whatever you want. Your life, yellow. Okay, so you see Rosa, who was trying to look out the window. Now she's just very. You see, like she's gone pale in the face. She's very concerned. She like runs over to the kitchen, and while her husband is trying to comfort this poor woman, she just comes by. She's got like a big mug of some sort of like warm beverage and offers it to her, and she kind of takes it shakily and we need to Chris, we need to go. We need to get you and Rosa and we can pull some of the others together and we can go. And Chris kind of cuts her off and is like, no, it's too dangerous. We have no idea what it is. None of the people we've sent out have found anything. What makes you think that we're going to be any better? It's getting late. The last thing we need is for you to go missing. You just gotta keep a level head. You just need to calm down. If you need, you can stay the night, and we'll look first thing in the morning.
At this point, I'm just looking at Leah to see like what she's doing, and just make eye contact with her, just shoot her like a kind of like a look that means we gotta help. Like she's seeing that looking
very clearly like pinging to help these people, but he doesn't quite know how.
I walk up to them and sort of for the first time since I've arrived, I've actually got like a proper serious look, like not a, the sort of the childish look. Like now my expression is actually quite serious. I just walk up to them and say, people, they need to track something. So what is this, an animal or something?
And you see the female, she's kind of like looks over at you, and she's at this point she's stepped away a little bit from Chris and just kind of she's like halfway in between like the mudroom and the area. She's like sitting on a bench where you normally like take your shoes off or whatever, and she just looks at you and I don't know. As far as I know, none of us know what it is. Why?
I guess at this point I'd just be like, look, we can help you. We have ways to get things done. We just need to know where where's the missing person that you saw taken was last. Like where was he last?
Yeah, I can take you. And she puts down the beverage.
Oh shit.
And I'm kind of like blending into their group right now, like trying to make myself fit there. Like I'm not saying it, but I'm basically following them.
Yeah, IRL. Yeah, and you see Chris, like he reaches out and is like, Runa, come. No. It's too dangerous. Why don't you just gotta stay in? And Runa kind of cuts him off. It's like, no, I'm going. All right, you sit here safe in your little house. All right, and I'll be out there looking for my boy. And then she kind of storms out of the house.
We'll be back in a short while, Mr. Chris, or Mr. Blackbrick, and I just follow her.
I think it goes without saying, but Martha is looking very pale. Paler than usual.
Oh, you're just busy trying to comfort her, so you're just rushing after her. Aren't you?
Actually going to go upstairs and grab her backpack.
Yeah, and you see Chris, like he goes and he like sits on the couch and he's just like got his hands in his head in his hands, and his wife comes over and kind of like puts an arm around him, and it's kind of, they're just like absorbing everything.
So right now, who's following her? Is it just me, Leah, and Elentar? Just the three of
Martha's
us.
getting up behind with her stuff.
So you just literally dashed up to her room, grabbed your stuff, and came back out. Okay, sure. So only From is just sitting there. Okay.
Well, you said that you were gonna help. You were gonna help her. Like she kind of like ran outside, and she's waiting outside for you guys.
And I'm
'Cause
trying
I
my best to
assume,
just follow them.
yeah, I mean, I assume Elentar would have his stuff, but like the three that were already unpacked probably have to go grab their gear real
Yep,
quick.
I went up to the room and got I got my essentials. I've got the backpack, the rapier, and the bow on me just in case.
Yes. My stuff is still on inside the backpack. The only thing I really unpacked is just my weapons, really. But I'll just grab all that, just like real quick.
And then
just-
even if Elentar was like unpacked, he doesn't even have much in the first place.
As all this commotion is going on, I'll get up and finish my food, walk over to Chris, and say, "So, which room is mine?"
That's the only thing you
And
can.
he just like it takes him a second. He just slowly lifts his head out of his hands, like shaking his head, and he just kind of upstairs, last one down on the left.
Thank you very much. I'll pick my...
I'm just like. Jeez.
I'll let everybody finish doing what they're doing before I walk upstairs.
Cool. So the four of us are just following Runa now, outside.
Yep.
Okay. So you have you four outside with her, and Throm's just up in his room.
He's just chilling.
Take off his armor. Just lay down.
Right. Okay. So, yeah, all right. So you guys follow her out, and you guys realize, you were eating dinner, you were talking quite a while, and at this point, like, it's pretty much sunset. Like, there's probably maybe a half an hour or 45 minutes until it's gonna be night. So she kind of is impatiently like tapping her foot, and you can see like her eyes are all puffy, and she's just like looking around. And as you guys come out, she's like, "Oh, thank God. All right, yeah, follow me. I'll show you." And she takes you through down one of the main trade routes, where I mean you guys saw like these big open fields, and towards the edge of the fields there's like a large forest on the western side of the town. And she takes you through one of the larger paths going through the fields, and the whole time she's just describing that as far as she knows, that her boy was playing, and she had made sure to tell him multiple times, like she does always, you gotta be home. You have to be home well before dusk. And his friends came back and said that they lost him. They don't know where he went.
That's horrible.
Alright, so, what? Runa's kid was playing in the fields.
Correct.
You said.
Getting slapped
Oh,
with
wow,
that
okay.
corn.
Cool.
Yeah, so you guys go, and it's just very like I imagine like a scary movie, kind of like sunset, and like you can see just like the ominous looking forest which you guys came from on the edge of the field, and just like this long like corn stalks and grass, whatever. And you guys are going through, and finally she stops, and she points towards the forest area, and says, They were playing around the forest. Everybody knows you're not supposed to play around there. It's where, at least maybe we think, maybe the kids are going missing.
Okay, well,
Wait. When they were playing, they were at the edge of the forest, and we came from there, so we didn't see anything then.
Well, I mean, it's a huge, like, miles spanning fields.
Okay. Alright. So I guess I'll just walk up to like where she was pointing and just like I guess have a look around and see if I can see anything out of the ordinary, which is a perception check, I believe.
Yeah, so yeah, go ahead and make a perception check, and
Oh wow.
you guys are nice. Yeah, you guys are probably about a quarter mile away from the forest line. Like she doesn't want to go any further. She like stops and she's just kind of like looking around, and you know she's searching a little bit, but she's not really going any closer to the forest.
Can I?
Martha stays by her and just sort of like, well, what's his name? Maybe if we call him, oh dear.
His name's Adler.
How old is this boy?
He's 9.
How do you spell that guy's name?
Yeah. Adler. Adler.
Oh, okay.
Any defining features?
Yeah, I mean he's got a is like scruffy hair. He's the dirty blonde. He has just big hazel eyes, and he's got a scar that goes across his right shoulder. You know, he's messing around with his buddies and about a year ago now, and almost broke the thing.
On his
Alright.
left shoulder.
You're older than me.
No,
Goodness.
on his right shoulder.
Right, Nick.
Ah, right.
Bloody dyslexic.
Shoulder.
I turn around to her and tell her, "You head back now. You'll only get in the way."
Wow.
Don't be rude.
That is just harsh.
She,
Of course, I'm yeah.
She bites her tongue a little bit, but she understands. She nods, and you can see she's kind of she starts back up again, sobbing as she's just like sullenly walking away back down the path.
Before she can finish, I just sort of yell out to her, "Don't go and do anything stupid. Don't do this for your sake. Do it for his."
At that
Yeah,
point,
Martha's gonna
she just,
smack
like,
him
starts-
upside the head.
she just starts like losing it at that point. Like she's facing away from you, but like you can see just like by her shoulders, like she's just bawling her eyes out.
Martha calls out, "It'll be okay, honey. We're going to find your baby boy."
So what did I see with my perception check? What did I see at the edge of the forest?
Brown bear,
Well.
brown bear, what do you see? Oh.
So yeah, you scan around, and it takes a little bit. You have to like go through what's left of the field until you get to like the clearing, and then there's probably another whatever 50-60 yards from the edge of the field to the tree line. And you're scouting around, and at this point it's starting to get a little bit darker, but you're half elf, so it doesn't really matter. Or you're full elf.
Full elf, it's not full dark
Yeah, so-
vision.
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter. It's no problem for you. And as you start approaching the tree line, you notice that there is just a shoe laying there.
I'll pick it up, just having a look at it. What color is it? if that's
It's just like a small brown leather boot. It's not super fancy. It's definitely made for functionality. And it's dirty. It's super grungy. It's all like muddy and in nasty and dirt's all encrusted in all of the like the strings.
So can I like work out from the size of the boot that it belongs to a child?
Oh, certainly. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely a child's boot.
They must have been making mud pies or
Currently being kind of concerned and now seeing signs of something bad happening, and making out Leah to be the melee combatant of the group, seeing the rapier, I'm going to cast Long Strider on Leah, which will give her an extra 10 on her movement for an hour.
And
Speaking
wait,
of Leah,
you cast that on who? Sorry.
On Leah. It'll give her an extra 10 feet of movement for an hour.
Okay.
Sure.
so the stranger just randomly shoots a bolt of energy at their
Oh no,
child.
it's
No,
a touch
no,
spell.
it's a touch thing. It's a touching thing.
Okay, so
Which
the
is not
stranger
gonna
randomly
good.
goes over and touches their child.
I sort of just jump back in reflex, but when I do, I sort of notice the difference, and I ask him what he did.
That'll make you faster. Trust me.
I'm still slightly on guard, but I nod and sort of continue on.
So are they far away from you right now? Are they just like miles back? Are they just like, where are they?
Oh, I'm with them.
So you just like So you just walked up to the forest with me, all right?
Yeah. I mean, the edge of the forest was probably about a quarter mile away from where you guys were.
And I just like show
Which
Martha,
he
hey,
kinda-
look, I found a small brown leather boot. I think it belonged to Adler.
Well, a child.
Oh, that's not good. What I'm about to suggest isn't very good either. Well, if this, whatever it is trying to capture children, we're going to need is bait. She says as she looks over at Leah.
Oh.
Okay. So I guess we hide and hopefully something comes and takes Leah.
Well, hopefully we'll attack it before it takes Leah.
Hey, at least you can run faster now.
Right.
And Leah is more than capable of defending herself, given how many innocent rabbits she could fear at once.
Why don't you just make a perception check? What are you trying to perceive, Leah? Okay. Can we see like any drag marks like at the tree line, like where I found a shoe? Is there any dragging like any marks of signs of someone being dragged away?
Yeah. You. So as you say this, you start to trail off with the boot, and you're looking for that. And yeah, you do see like probably 5 feet away, closer to the forest. You see like scuff marks. There's like almost I'm trying to think of how to describe it, but like just a weird footprint. It almost looks like a dot is the best way to describe it. And then you see like a bunch of like claw mark, like finger, like big patches of dirt that were like ripped out. Like there's some sort of struggle.
God, how do I do that thing?
Does Martha see this as well while she's sort of with him, or?
Yeah, I mean if you're all kind of checking it out together.
Oop.
Well, I say we, for now, camp out here and just leave Leah right in this spot.
Can I do a nature check to see if I recognize the footprints that you mentioned? Those dots.
It doesn't look familiar. It's definitely not any sort of creature you would recognize. It's like if you imagine the size of like a silver dollar. It's
Oh,
probably about that big around.
well, that's odd. Okay, I'm out of
Yeah, it's
ideas.
just a really odd looking pattern.
I am out of ideas. Um, I guess we can try your little plan, but I'm not sure how good it would be.
Can I take
Well, we
a
just have
can
to
I take
stay
a quick
awake is the main thing.
Hmm.
If we just constantly keep our eye on her, they shouldn't be able to take her away so quickly. I mean, with kids, when they're playing, they aren't really paying that much attention
But
to their
also,
surroundings.
we shouldn't allow ourselves to be easily seen if we're going to be doing this.
We're literally right next to a giant field of like
That is also true.
hiding places.
Well, we have to make stealth checks, but anyway, does like Leah agree to this plan? Leah.
Give me a minute.
Okay.
Oh shit, we got 3 people watching.
Hi, viewers. Sorry we didn't notice you earlier, but
I have no idea who's watching this, but yeah.
well, anyone's welcome.
Well, Leah,
She's just like
I
staring.
I agree. Keeping a close
you
eye
like
on the
to-
field next to me.
yeah, let's go whoop some bad guys. How about that?
If I were you, I'd stay back a little. I've got a bad feeling.
So I guess we all have to make stealth checks as we hide.
There's it depends. Like, okay, so right now you're pretty much in the wide open. There's really no place for you to hide here. There's like the field, like the crops, the field on one side. You're in a 60-yard clearing, and then there's the edge of the forest. And in between, there's like pretty much nothing. It's just like some grass.
I guess we have to go and hide on the field. I guess.
I
To the
wouldn't.
field.
Wait, how far is 60 yards in terms of feet? I need to do a quick conversion
A
here.
yard is 3 feet, so 180 feet.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. And this is the distance between the field and the forest.
The edge of the field and the edge of the forest. There's like just grass kind of in between there.
Okay, I think Leah should like be in the middle of the distance between edge of the crop field, edge of the forest. That way, I'll be in range.
Yeah, when you
Yeah.
were searching, I'm trying to think of Eldrin. When Eldrin was searching for the boot, he's probably a little past, so he's probably like 60 or 70% of the way to the forest when he finds the boot.
Okay. Yeah, sure. We'll go hide in the fields and just keep an eye on Leah. And also making sure we're not jumped ourselves. As Leah becomes this... I guess Leah can just perform an elven dance in the middle of nowhere. Just to seem like she's unaware.
Can I dash?
Yeah.
And can I make a dash for the field real quick?
Sure.
Like not quietly or something. Like try to make myself as sort of imposing as possible. Like just make a straight dash for the field.
Yeah.
And you can run 40 feet.
She can, yeah.
Well, a dash should be 80 because walking is 30. Dash is double
Yep.
40 is 80. So
Yeah.
that'll be actually the actual distance. But
So why are you gonna do that?
Hey, it's one of the better spells I got.
Yeah, so you're just dashing back towards the field.
I'm just looking at Leah like puzzled, like, huh? Did she see something?
And Elentar is just trying his best to insert himself into their plans and just be there and help.
Martha starts hobbling back towards the fields.
I'm just like following Leah like curiously, like at the same pace as Martha. I'm just like, what did she see that I missed?
I hope it's not another rabbit.
That would be. Mm. I don't think there should be any rabbits here, okay? Or I will fail my patron.
Well, I decide to
Yeah.
stop. And I tell the party that earlier on I saw something moving in the cornfield. And I wasn't sure what it was. I was trying to spook it by giving it a dash, but nothing happened. But be on your guard.
You saw something in the cornfields.
Okay, new plan. New plan. How about we just all camp out in this field together? And one of us. Does anyone have a rope?
I think all of us have rope. I have hempen rope, yes.
I
Yep, same here.
definitely don't.
Someone's going
I
to
think-
have to
I think
cover
everyone has.
themselves, Leah.
No, I don't. I have a scholar's pack. I have like ink and parchment and stuff. And books.
And now, while you guys have been searching and you're discussing your rope, and Leah tells you blah blah blah, you notice like the sun has essentially completely crested over to the point where the sky is just an almost eerie color of reds and purples.
But my vision is still fun because it's, dark vision.
And I have
So I
some
couldn't.
dark
So I didn't notice anything in the fields like at all. So I just went past it, didn't notice it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
I think-
okay, so you dashed into the fields, yeah, and it's one of those things like your vision is obstructed unless you're going through like the main path. It's just like rows and rows and rows of corn.
Okay, let us not hang around in the fields. Let's just camp in open ground where we
Yes,
can
that
see.
seems like the best idea.
grasping at straws here, but could I like do any kind of a check to maybe find out if I've heard anything about something like this happening in the past? If I have any kind of recollection or intuition about this kind of
History.
situation?
Yeah, you can, because you're from nearby, you're from Blanstown. Yeah, sure, go ahead and make a history check.
Oh wow.
So yeah, there is a like you remember just bits and pieces, just briefly, just being that you're in the city and you hear gossip and whatever.
Mhm.
That you kind of forgot about it until this point. That there's just kind of a local legend, the Lady of the Wood, and that she takes children and essentially devours them. And it's kind of like a folk legend, and you remember hearing a couple years back that a child went missing, and it was kind of like a big to-do for a very short amount of time. Like a few people strolled into the city, and they went to your father, and they're like looking for weapons to arm themselves, and that was about the most that you can recall about it.
Interesting. So I'm gonna disclose this to the group. Did I've heard of something like this happening before?
Well,
Lady
did it
of
involve
the
like a
Woods.
gingerbread house or a house made
I
of
don't
candy?
I don't know much, but it rings a bell.
Lady of the Woods. Can I use this to have a check to see if I know of anything about this? Because Elven ancestry, I think I would have probably got some kind of knowledge about nature. Hopefully, otherwise it'll be.
But that's folklore.
And this is Eldrin.
Yeah.
I mean,
It might jog something because I have history.
Yeah, I mean, you're more of like a traveling, like sure, you can attempt it if you want to attempt a history check, but unless you roll like a nat 20, you're gonna get pretty much the same thing as Elentar.
Okay.
It's more of like a local legend kind of a thing.
Okay. So I guess I'll just take this into account. Okay, so we might be dealing with a local legend, so let's just camp. Let's just camp in open ground.
I'm
We
gonna
probably
go and
have
get
wasted one gold,
I'm
5
gonna-
silvers, but whatever.
I'm gonna go and get another drink. So I'll be back in a
Alright.
moment.
The human raisin.
Should
So
this
we'll
just
just
be
like
drink break?
setting camp.
Yeah, let's set camp up. Martha will. Who should start the fire?
Normally, I think we should just use a tinderbox. There's like gather from things, tinderbox.
Okay, first let's make sure we make a nice little mud kiln or something so nothing catches on fire.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you might not want to have a big bonfire next to the cornfields.
Yeah, no, just something really small. And
I could just use
contained-
poison spray and just spray the ground and just kill off everything.
No,
That
then
would
that
still
be
catch on fire.
dry, dead grass.
Yeah, even worse, Nick. Can I set the fire since I have a survival skill of 6?
I don't think you need to do a skill check for starting a fire.
Up to the DM.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, make your survival check.
Natural. You didn't
Dude.
natural that.
Best fire you've ever made. It's a good fire.
Leah is just sort of standing there proudly. Just like a glimmer in
Martha-
her eyes.
She starts putting like her cooking utensils up there and already starting to make like a cupcake or something.
Actually, yeah. Why don't you like make something sweet smelling so that will attract attention?
How about I make one of those pan muffins? Yes,
Oh,
it's like a big ass muffin in a
Why
pan.
gonna do that in the middle of an open field? You don't have an oven.
I could make cornbread if one of you boys wants to steal some corn.
Don't you have anything that's just like sweet smelling that you can just let out into the air?
A crepe? No.
I guess try it. something that will attract attention.
I'll just
How
make a cake. What
Sure.
would I use my skilled baker proficiency or
To make a crepe
Cake.
or a cake.
cake?
A cake. He was
The
like,
cake
The
would
cake-
take you a while.
The cake is a lie.
Well, not if it's like in a pan. It's literally like almost a pancake sort of cake. Flat cake.
Right.
Is that
So
a yes?
sure, I mean, you can say you just make a giant pancake, but it still takes a long time because you have to cook all the way through.
Alright, so I use my skilled baker thing.
I think you're okay. It's just a pancake.
Aw, okay.
It's not I mean, it's not terribly difficult to make a pancake.
Okay, she makes a dank ass pancake. It's
Just,
very sweet.
just
with
wet
blueberry.
and cold. The shittiest pancake you've ever seen.
Yep.
Shut up.
So dank.
been sitting in a cave for last decade. I'm gonna go and get another thing, but I'll be back in a second. I'm not really relevant to what's
Just
going on.
every
here anyway.
drink. Nobody in the house can have any drinks except him.
ruining my immersion. God. So I
So
guess we just
Martha
like
makes
set
a
up like a
lovely-
little nice campsite.
Okay.
Yeah. Lovely campsite with a lovely pancake cake.
All the
Yeah,
while I'm
yeah.
just like keeping my perception I'm just like scanning the area for things.
Especially after what I said about the
nothing really
fields.
catches your attention. So just so I know, so elf. So Leah and Martha, at this point, it's like only wisps of light are left in the sky. You can't really see, much further than maybe like 60 or 70 feet in front of you, and that's rapidly dimming. most of your light is just coming from the fire.
I'm fine. I'm just like, oh, I can see up to 120 feet because of my dark vision.
Right.
Ugh.
So how far away from the forest? How far away from the fields? Like, you guys just go like right in the middle, or
Yeah, just like right in the middle, just like a few feet away from where I found the booth. Just like not too close to the forest and not too close to the fields. Just like in the middle, smack dab.
all right. So smack dab in the middle, you'd be about like 90 feet away from the tree line, 90 feet away from the crop line, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, and I can see as far as that area because of my dark vision. So I'm like just like looking around.
Yeah, scanning. You don't see any more movement coming from the crop, and I mean it's to the point where everybody's gone home at this point, and even stuff from the town. Like you can hear just like the vague hustle bustle that might be coming from the inns or whatever, but it's just like very like way off in the distance.
I just
But besides
realized
that, pretty uneventful.
we paid that lady like a gold and 50 silvers for nothing.
A gold and 5 silvers actually, but
That's what I
like
said.
you said 50 silvers,
No,
which is not.
5 silvers.
So
550, close.
like how long do we spend there before we realize like nothing is happening?
I mean, depending on if you're gonna go and do anything, it seems pretty uneventful. She cooks her whole pancake. The sun is going over. You're at the point where there's no light in the sky, and you haven't seen any sort of movement.
So like as soon as Martha finished the pancake, I'm like, there's nothing here. The plan is not working. Let's just go into the forest and see if we can find anything. Oh, that might not be the best idea for you because you can't see in the dark.
Yeah, I'm blind, honey.
And at this point, Elentar's spell has worn off. By the way,
Yeah,
it's
it's
only
an
gonna
hour.
last an hour.
Can we take some of the? Can we use English? Can we make some torches out of the fire we made? So maybe
I cast light.
Yeah, you don't need to. I think
Here, quick.
Elentar has light.
No, it was just.
What do you
okay.
attach light to?
It's literally
attach it to Leah.
well, you could attach it to something, or you could just have it there, basically.
You
But
could attach it to Martha's like quarterstaff or something.
yeah, let's do that. I don't know. I mean,
Or
they're the main people who need it, so.
Or you can just attach it to Leah herself so she can continue acting as bait, but she'll also be a light source.
Yeah,
Ooh, that's
yeah,
Just glowing.
totally not inconspicuous. Just a glowing child in the middle of the forest in the middle of the fucking night.
Yes, you automatically fail all stealth checks.
So I guess we just put on the quarterstaff somewhere.
I for one thought the Leah idea was great.
She's just like,
Yeah, so I just cast light onto the quarterstaff.
Okay, fine. Martha's sword
Alright,
just swings
alright.
it around it. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Okay.
Elentar and I can see in the dark, so we're fine. It's just you and Leah that cannot, so. Because Elentar
Okay,
has dark
Leah,
vision as
stay
well
by
because
me.
of his elf heritage.
We got it.
Cool.
Actually,
Should we
before
go
we
into the
go into the
forest?
woods, someone hand me some rope.
Okay.
I am going to make like one of those child leashes for Leah.
No.
I think everyone has rope for themselves, don't they?
I don't.
Martha doesn't.
I'm probably.
No,
even
I'll hand you
probably
my rope.
I have rope as well, and I have rope as well, and I'm not giving it for the purpose of tying myself up.
Well, I give you mine, so I can just cross
But
some rope.
there is one idea that I do like, though. Instead of the rope, that actually did give me an idea, and I kind of like it. How about we use the string I have instead? I have 10 feet of string. We just sort of have a small Not around my waist, but around
Maybe
one of my
wrist to
around
wrist?
yeah, not well, yeah, around my hands, something around one of my
Okie
hands,
dokie.
and one of you can hold on to it, or maybe
Friendship
have it attached to something.
bracelet.
That way, if the creature tries to snatch me or anything, you'll sort of feel the tug right away, and you can sort of see. But it won't drag you
Okie
away
dokie.
with me because it'll probably break.
Alrighty, so she weaves them a lovely little weird handcuff /
No,
friendship bracelet.
it's not really a handcuff. It's sort of just something between the two of us. Like it doesn't really restrict. It's not meant to restrict movement.
You just
It's
kind
just
of hold on to it.
it's just so that if one of us gets pulled away, the other one will know instantly, since our vision is kind of obscured between the two of us.
Well, you two have to stick together anyway, because otherwise you can't see.
That's kind of what I mean. In case they catch us off guard, we can sort of have that tug to know.
I guess we just move into the forest then.
So as you guys you're like debating, you're tying up, you're talking about strategy. You just hear like a very swift like coming from behind you.
Martha ducks.
I just like swerve around, just look at what the hell's making that noise.
Yeah, same.
You just hear like an ungodly shriek, which I'm not gonna do because my kids are asleep. But, and you turn around to see what you can only describe as a Scarecrow come to life
Eldritch Blast right away.
and charging at you.
I'm just gonna use Eldritch Blast right away.
I
do not hit.
I would like you all to roll initiative.
Oh shit.
6.
And here
Okay,
we were.
I need to get-
thinking we were
I need
so
to get
smart.
Oh, it's
where,
whoops,
I
that's
can
wrong
roll
one.
initiative.
Whoops, wrong one.
Well,
Oh shit!
Wow.
Is
Martha.
ready
Yeah, where
to
is the-
go.
Sorry to say this, where is the initiative button here? Because I know it's based on dexterity, but where is it?
Armor class and then initiative and speed. So just click initiative. That's at the
It's
top.
right above
middle.
the
Ah, okay, I
point.
see.
Click initiative.
Hold on, I'm gonna
What
set you guys
the
up.
F?
Hold on.
Shit. Oh wow. I'm literally last. Oh my god. My first initiative and I failed miserably.
I find that very interesting.
Ugh, we're in the void.
Technically not last because I'm not even on the initiative board. So
Alright, so place yourselves
last.
where you would want to be. Like your order, imagining that north is the forest.
Martha's
Alright,
probably in the back.
I mean, because you
With
guys were
Leia.
charging. Yeah, I mean, charging. You guys were like tying yourselves and discussing and all that stuff. So I assumed you guys would be pretty clumped together, doing whatever.
Yeah, I was literally just like literally right there because right next to Leah, just like, you just do this and this and this, and then I just hear
Well,
this guy just
that is
come
kind of
forward,
neat if
like,
you use the
whoa.
string those that if we
And-
needed to react
and
when
I'm
something happened.
probably not far from Eldrin.
Oh.
One of us has to move.
Yeah,
Fine, Martha will be in the back.
Throwing you over there.
You can't be more than 10 feet away because you're tying the rope.
No,
String.
I know.
So
I
you're like, yeah. So that means if Leah wants to go somewhere, she has to drag you.
well,
with her.
again, it's string, so we
I
can
think
sort of break
if,
it.
If Martha, like everybody had their backs turned to it, right? So
Well, I think I'm facing sideways to it, so it's just like to my right, because I'm facing Leah.
right. All right.
Oh god, initiative.
Okay, there we go.
So
I wasn't-
everybody,
I
yeah,
wasn't full up.
So I don't care what you guys already rolled. So click on your token and then hit initiative. It's already set up. So you should be able to click on your token, hit initiative, and it'll add you.
Wow, natural 20.
Nice.
So wait,
Well,
we go for our character sheet, or do we do?
No, click on your
From-
token, and then on the top left you'll see like stuff there, and you click initiative.
Yeah, I set up some macros for you guys for ease.
I just don't know.
Leah's
I just
going
don't know
first.
what is it. I just don't know what is initiative here. In my options.
You click
You-
on your token and it pops up.
I
You
know.
click any
but
token to select it, and then you click initiative on your character sheet.
I've got a red, a green, on my character sheet.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. I just asked that.
You select your token and then you do a natural one. Oh my god.
Well,
Nat one. You're just like
That's the inexperience for you.
oh shit. 12 to
And
12.13. What?
and as you you see this thing charging towards you, you can't help but notice a swarm of raisins, a swarm of
Raisins.
Raisins.
Killer
It's
raisins.
raisins.
Just like this just like all these floating raisins just like behind it. No, not raisins.
the worst part is this town doesn't even grow raisins.
Is it the California raisin?
They
I
grow
hate
grapes.
those things.
I know. We probably have passed some wineries you didn't realize.
So they kind of like come up from. Actually, you don't see where, because it's pretty far away.
Yeah. Wait, how far away is it?
So those of you with dark
50
vision
feet?
see them just coming up over like where the like the crop line, and then they just start flying towards you.
Cool. So I think Leah goes first in this case.
Absolutely.
Right, so it's charging at us right now, right?
So Leah, what will you do?
Okay, so first off, I'm just gonna draw my rapier. Oh, right, I forgot I pushed the talk. Whoops.
I just had that turned off for this purpose. So
I'm streaming, so if I have to ever like sort of respond to chat, I don't want to be like, yeah, thanks for doing like while you guys are talking, you know. So that way, if I want to say something to just the stream, I don't get in your way.
anyway,
But yeah, so it's charging us right now, right?
Correct.
So I quickly turn to face it first off, and I draw my rapier out. And does that count as an action? Does that count as my action, draw my rapier, or not?
No.
Okay, so first off, I'm just gonna cut the string that me and Martha were trying to tie between us, just to make sure we don't have any issues.
Okay.
issues.
So I would say if you're trying to cut through the string, that would be an action.
Yeah, that's I
Because you're
expected that.
sitting there, especially if you're trying to cut with a rapier. A rapier is more like a piercing.
Yeah, but it does
like, it's just like a smooth rod that.
it does still have a blade on either side. It's not
Right,
its
yeah,
main purpose, but
yeah,
it
you're
can
right,
still
it's
cut.
Yeah.
And it is just and we're not talking rope here. It's just a string. That's
It's just a string.
yeah. We use 10 feet of string,
Yeah.
not 10 feet rope, because the idea was that if one of us got pulled, it would just break. So we'd still feel the tug, but it wouldn't like pull two people down, for example. You know?
Oh, so like what, like sewing thread kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So just thin enough that you can feel the tug, but not so that you get carried
Okay.
over if one person gets pulled away.
Okay, that's fine. That doesn't take an action then. I thought it was like you're trying to cut through this big thing of rope, like.
Yep. So it's
Also,
charge.
remember you are back down to 30 feet. That did wear off.
Yeah, don't worry. So it's how far away is the thing right now? It's 25 feet. Okay, so it's charging at us, right?
Yeah, it's lumbering towards you. Yeah, it's charging towards you. And this
Okay,
this thing is just hideous. It's like a big straw stuffed, like it's probably 8.5 feet tall.
8.5 feet tall. Okay.
Jesus.
So
That's
it's a scarecrow.
like
so
huge.
it's a scarecrow. So does it have like wooden appendages, or is it more like
Yep, it's
cloth
got
and
wooden
stuff?
appendages, and it's like, yeah, has like a burlap, like mask face thing that's like pulled taut and has like these hideous sunken eye sockets, and then just like not a cut mouth, but just like it's almost like there's an
a tear
indent where the mouth is.
Okay. Does it have a weapon of any kind, or is it just using its body?
No. A quick glance, it doesn't seem to have any weaponry. It's
All
just
right.
like really stuffed. It's got like a big like stuffed belly and like a scarecrow.
Okay. So
It's like
I'm going.
Fiddlestick.
So I'm going to go for a. So I'm gonna sort of go for a dash towards it. Well, not
We don't need that.
not
Just
not
move to it.
not the yeah, move towards it. Sort of like a small sprint and keeping my body low and go for sort of an upward stab towards its neck when I get close to it.
So you guys have to move your token towards
Yes,
it.
so... Oh, fuck's sake. I'm sorry.
Oh, black tool.
So... I mean, if it's running towards us, wouldn't it we sort of meet in the middle?
No, it moves more on its turn, which is after you, so...
Right.
Okay, so I'll run towards it, sort of keeping my body low. And when I get to it, I'm going to sort of do an upward stab with the rapier towards its head.
Okay,
Attack
so
roll.
towards its head. Yeah, that would be like a. That might be hard to reach. How tall? How tall is Leah? Like,
4 feet.
This thing's like 8.5 feet tall.
Okay,
Like,
one
that
second.
would
How?
be a
I
serious-
only moved what? 25 feet, so I still have 5 feet of movement technically. So couldn't I do like a small jump or? So I need to go for
that's
it.
fine. Yeah, you can jump into it and try and hit it like on the side of the temple or whatever, or up through the neck or whatever it is. That
Yeah,
you choose.
from the neck up to the head.
You
Alright.
need to make an attack roll.
Would sorry, I suck with my roll. So would it be my rapier? Would it be dexterity? Where would it be? Do I have to click?
So this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna go into your character sheet. You're
Yep.
gonna go under the core screen, and you should be able to just click on rapier.
Right.
So,
Oh, wow.
all right, 23 for 8. Nice.
Yeah, it's damn
8
good.
piercing damage.
So you stab it, and there doesn't seem to be a lot of resistance to it because it's essentially like straw, and it just kind of it almost rips open some of the side of its own head as it like leers down at you after and just like lets out a terrifying screech.
Someone do it. Make a
Which
screech.
again, I would.
I would do it, but like my voice is fucked right now.
Okay, let me try that.
Yeah.
Just some
Okay,
kind
that
of,
one.
you know.
I actually breathed in that
Yeah,
time.
that doesn't sound good at all. That was very dry.
Well, I mean, it's
Mine
a
sounds
scarecrow.
more like a choking dog.
So,
It sounds like a choking. Sounds like a choking something.
yeah, you have a bonus action. I don't know what you can really do at level 1 rogue.
Nah,
Bloody hell,
I
it
don't
was-
think
no,
he
it-
has much. So.
Well, I mean, if I had a. Fuck's sake!
Okay.
I gotta actually
So
go to the
Scarecrow's
page.
turn. It looms over you and just lets out another hideous roar as it goes to swing at you.
Takes a
with its
swing. Ooh.
claws. So the first claw hits you, and so go ahead and roll a Wisdom saving throw. Again, that's on your character sheet.
Yep.
Or actually, because I made a macro, if you click on your token, go to saving throw, and then you just choose.
I get shit.
And you take 4 damage, and then okay.
Wow.
So
You roll that one.
you are frightened of the Scarecrow, which undoubtedly so. Like this is a horrifying looking burlap sack man. So, and that essentially what that means is that you cannot like move closer to it. You have to like spend your turn essentially running away.
Cool.
And
So
it
cool.
you have disadvantage on any ability checks and attack rolls while it's within your sight. You can't willingly move closer to it, but okay, so you could attack it if you wanted to, but it would be at disadvantage. And
Cool.
this thing is just gonna stay right there. It's just gonna be looming over you. So, and just so you know, if you click on your token, there's like blue and a green like bubble. So if you click on that green bubble, you can hit like -4. You can either hit a static number or like an equation to adjust your health. So you took 4 damage, so you like either do 4 or -4. Alright, and now it's Martha's go.
Okay, she's going to use her bardic inspiration, which is choose one creature other than yourself within 30 feet of you who can hear you. That creature gains 1 birth inspiration die at D6. So she's going to, quite in a panic, decide to take out her lute and sing. 1 second. God,
Ma
actually sing.
Svenja.
When all the cows are sleeping and the sun has gone to bed, up jumped the Scarecrow, and this is what he said. I'm a dingle dangle Scarecrow with a flippy floppy hat. I can shake my hands like this, and I shake my ass like that.
Brilliant.
Nice.
Hey, Leah's inspired. Cool.
I'm inspired.
Yeah.
Hey. So I give
I'm
myself.
going to use that as my water break. I deserve water.
All right.
So do I get? So I get? So I get? Do I get to put inspiration on me then?
Also, that's all Martha does, because she's pretty much useless otherwise.
Well, you also have, you can move, and you also have an action. The inspiration is a bonus action. So
She's
if you
a
can
pussy.
so if
Okay,
you can
but-
cast another spell or do literally anything else, you can.
Okay,
You could try healing Leah, if you can.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
it's a bit early to start healing, unless
I mean, he took me down to half health in the first shot.
well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, she's going to go over then. Oh,
Not on her.
alright. And she's going to cast Cure Wound.
Okay.
She just sort of, I don't know, kisses her boo-boos or something. Mwah.
Oh, wow. Max health again.
Magical smooches.
Oh, give me a second.
Yeah,
Prestronki.
Alright.
It's my turn. I would like to move 30 feet to the left here. Is that right? Yeah. And then I would like to Eldritch Blast the Scarecrow. And I missed. Damn it.
Oh. Actually, we don't know what his AC is.
Who's inspired?
Leah.
Right.
Yeah, Leah.
Okay.
9 is not enough to hit the Scarecrow, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's unfortunately that's not enough. It like
What's the
unnaturally dodges out of the way and like whips its gaze towards you.
Well, great. Okay.
Now the
I guess
Ravens.
that's all I can do. Actually, is that... No, hang on, give me a moment. I think I have a bonus action. No, I don't. Okay, cool. Moving on.
Alright. So these guys come up over the crop line and they're flying towards you. See if they have enough. Alright. So they're gonna fly at Martha. And
Well,
they actually,
of
if you need
course
to
they
move,
are.
let me know. So they, how they work is essentially that they come into your space, like they start flocking around you and whirlwinding around you, and they start pecking at you.
come on, my singing wasn't that
So
bad.
For five damage.
Ouch.
I'm just gonna put them right here next to you, but they're on your grid.
Okay.
So where you put -5, Martha, the green is health. So you
Oh,
-5 on the green. Yep. All
Well,
right.
that's
and
not going well.
Ellen Tars go.
Okay. So I'm going to move over to here. If I were to take a firebolt at the ravens, would I hit them reasonably? Like, would I hit them without hitting anything else, or would that be risky?
I mean, they're literally swarming around her like a whirlwind, so you might hit like 1 or 2 of them, but she's also kind of inside, so I mean, it depends on what kind of call you want to make on it.
If I were to move to here, could I hit the Scarecrow then.
Yeah. I mean, you
Well,
could have
easily.
hit him from the square that you were at.
Yeah, I know. I just want to.
Like I said,
I'm trying to get the best angle.
yeah, he also like towers above. Like I said, he's like 8.5 feet tall, so he's literally looming over Leah.
All right, so I'm gonna cast Firebolt.
Oh wow.
God damn, 24.
That certainly hits. And as that happens, you see some of its straw catch fire a little bit, and it makes a hideous shriek.
I mean, he doesn't have the AC of an ancient dragon, so.
All right.
All right, so I'm still frightened and I can't move towards the scarecrow, right?
You cannot move towards the scarecrow. If you go to any of your attacks have disadvantage while it's within your line of sight, essentially.
Okay.
You can attack the flock.
Yeah, Nick, that's what I'm thinking here.
Still,
Right.
just so you know, there's still disadvantage on the attack if you attack the swarm. It's if the scarecrow is near you, you are frightened, and it's either. Just so you know.
Right. Give me a second. Is there anything strange about the scarecrow? About the not scarecrow, about the ravens? Or do they just look like regular ravens?
They appear to be regular ravens as much as you can tell, but they're definitely obviously acting strangely. They're swarming and just pecking at Martha, and they're just trying to.
Ravens.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah.
Approximately how many ravens are there? If we could like approximately.
I would say in the wheelhouse like 24.
God damn.
Jeez.
Yeah, there's like they all rose up like from different points in the field that were like nearby, and they kind of like congealed into one mass and just started flying towards you.
All right.
So just so you know, especially because you're newer, so actions you can take if you wanted to run away, you could take the disengage action, which means that nobody can attack you when you run away. So you would sacrifice your action in order to run away for free without getting hit, or you can't really hide or anything because he's right there. And if you wanted to, you could run like around the scarecrow. As long as you stay within its 5-foot range, you won't get attacked from moving.
Can I do a perception check on the scarecrow, see if I can notice anything sort of standing out? In particular,
Yeah, sure.
in particular, like near its maybe its limbs, like if there's anything weird about the way the limbs are attached, or maybe something that looks weaker than not.
I mean, just like at a quick glance, like I won't make you roll for it. Actually, yes, do a perception for something different. But its construction, I mean, it's like it looks kind of like half-assed thrown together, like a scarecrow, like it was just made to, stand there and be stationary. And yeah, with your perception check, you notice something is wriggling around in its stomach. There's no noises coming, but you just see like it's moving, but not in the same fashion that the scarecrow is moving, if that makes sense. Like it's out of sync, so there's something moving strangely in its stomach.
All right, so would moving around it count as moving towards it, or so like in particular, sort of circling to its back?
I would say no.
Okay, so for example, so for example, something like this, like getting around its back.
Right.
Would that be affected by the frightened stat?
Technically, yeah, you're not moving closer, you're just circling it, which is okay.
All right then, so I'll move to its back, and I'll take a jab at its stomach from behind. So I'll aim at its sort of like lower back, aiming sort of piercing through towards its stomach.
Attack roll.
Yep.
Okay.
Just have to move
And
out of the
just
chat.
so you know, it is at disadvantage, so you take the lower of the 2 rolls.
Yep.
But you are inspired.
Okay, so do I have? Oh yeah, I'm inspired. So
So just do the attack roll first.
okay,
And then you can add a d6 to it if you want.
so 1d6.
Yeah, slash roll 1d6.
If you wish. Yeah. So you have a
If you want
6
to,
right
if you-
now.
Might as well save it.
Wait, what? No,
Yeah.
I put a slash there. Would that be?
No, you don't. You're not supposed to have a slash there. You're supposed to.
Oh, whoops. That
1d6.
I did 1d/6. Whoops.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so roll 1d6.
Nat 1.
Wow.
Doesn't matter. Computer still says you're not reroll natural 1. You miss.
You
Yeah.
guys say fuck you. Wow.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, that's fun.
Disadvantage, man. Alright, so is that your go?
If I'm inspired, do I have an extra action, right?
No, unfortunately.
Okay.
No,
Well,
what the
It's-
inspiration does is it just allows you a one-time use of 1d6.
okay. But does that one mean that my attack there failed, or does that mean that just the addition is fucked, or that I still do the 6 damage?
No, so it just adds to the attack roll in order to hit. Because you had disadvantage, it was a 6. So there's a 16 and a 6, so you take the lower because you have disadvantage.
Right. So with
6 plus 1 is 7.
Okay.
Which
Not
did
enough to hit.
Right. Well, fuck.
Yeah, usually the minimum armor class of a creature is like 10.
Yep. Okay.
Cool. Not
Alright.
bad.
So the Scarecrow.
Oh
Scarecrow,
yeah, Scarecrow.
he's actually going to look at Elentar after hitting him, and he's gonna like roar out and going to use this ability. So if you could kindly make
Ooh,
Whoa,
wisdom
what's that?
saving throw.
Oh
that
shit.
is one of the things I'm good at. So
Oh wow.
Which you make it, you resist.
I'm wise and I'm intelligent. That's about it.
And it's going to incur the attack from you. So Leah, you'd get an attack at disadvantage, but he's also going to run towards you, like as he's doing it.
So you got okay. Attack opportunity.
Yep.
Yeah. Do your rapier attack.
Mm-hmm. You get
No.
another rapier attack.
Yep.
As an attack of opportunity because he's moving.
Yep. Rapier.
Still disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yep.
Either way, it's a 12.
Yeah,
That actually hits.
Oh wow.
And are you? So what are you going for?
Again, I'm
You
going.
said you're trying
I'm.
to stab.
He's yeah.
belly.
He starts running away, and I quickly I quickly snap out of it and take a second stab at his back. This time I actually hit.
Yep. So you see it kind of like makes a small like squelching noise and like "Arr!" And as you pull the rapier back, you notice that there's blood on the blade.
Ooh.
Can I see this?
No.
By the way, just because this thing is
Leah,
right in
Leah
front,
can see.
just because this thing is right in front of me now, am I getting any hints of a magical nature from any of this?
Yeah, it's a living scarecrow.
So maybe something necromantic.
I mean, possibly. Like you don't know how it's made.
Obviously,
necessarily,
yeah.
just-
But I'm getting a feel for what I think is going on. Okay.
All right, and then it's Martha's go. So you're getting essentially swarmed by these ravens that they're in your space right now, just pecking at you.
Sorry, I was reading up on bardic inspiration.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. It doesn't. I don't think it says. Can she use it more than once per battle, or?
Yes. It's equal to whatever your charisma modifier is the amount of times you can use it. So for you, it is charisma. You have 2, so you have 1 more use.
Okie dokie, she's gonna go in another verse of this really dumbass song. When all the hens were roosting and the moon behind the cloud, up jumps the scarecrow and shouted very loud, I'm a dingle dangle stupid scarecrow with a flippy floppy hat. I can shake my hands like this and I shake my ass like that. That's not gonna get annoying real quick.
Who are you inspiring?
I am inspiring.
Within 30 feet, so it's either Leah or Elendor. I don't think, yeah.
Yeah, I'm way too far away from you.
Alentar, then.
Cool.
Okay, and can she disengage?
Yes. Yeah, you can use disengage as an action. Your inspiration is a bonus, so you have an action in your movement left. So yes, you can disengage as an action and then run away without taking an attack.
Alright, she's going to pussy out and hide behind Leah.
Okay.
By the way, would I be at disadvantage trying to cast a spell at this range?
Yeah.
Only if it's considered a ranged spell attack. So like Firebolt is a ranged spell attack.
Okay, yeah.
So yes, but there's touch spells, or if there's just something that has like they must make the save or something that doesn't affect that at all.
I know what I can do for that then. Alright, I have an idea.
So, all right, Eldrin.
Yay. I am. Hang on, let me see. Okay. I'm going to move here, and then I'd like to cast Poison Spray on the swarm. Fuck! Why am I always having this bad roll? Oh god. Well, I completely miss. Apparently.
Yeah, so how does that work? One creature within 10 feet. Do you have to hit it, or?
I'm not sure because it says make a range spell. I think it says make an attack. It says, oh, I think it's just a Constitution saving throw. Never mind. Jeez.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I have to get rid of that attacking. So
con. Oh no, a 2. Yeah. So
you roll 2.
Rolled 2.
So that swarm took 11 poison damage. Yikes.
Yeah, you see like about half of the swarm just like.
Nice.
And then
just dropping one after another on the ground. Just.
Yeah, the rest of them.
Is it noxious gas as well? Is it noxious gas? So I'm like, oh, okay.
So the rest of them just kind of scatter, and then as the poison dissipates, they kind of like form back into a swarm again.
I think I draw their attention, guys. I think that's all I can do, yeah.
No, that was good.
I moved and I attacked, yeah. Pretty much.
Alright, so the ravens are going to go after you after attacking them.
Yay.
They are in your space, but I'm just putting them here for ease. And yeah, they're just gonna peck at you.
That does not hit. My AC is 14.
Great.
Yay.
Elentar, your go. Okay, so I'm gonna stick right where I am, and I'm gonna cast Shocking Grasp on this Scarecrow motherfucker.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, 11 hits. Are you aiming anywhere in particular? I mean, like I said, it towers over you quite a bit.
I mean, Shocking Grasp is basically like, just, you grab a hold of them kind of, like, physically with the lightning and pull them towards you, so I'm kind of just aiming for that stomach area where I see movement and just blasting that with all the lightning I can smite.
Okay. So, yeah, so you reach in because it has like a straw body. So you reach in and just put your hand inside and discharge, and it an 11 hits.
It's kind of like a Chidori.
Yeah, you feel like a jittery movement in its belly, and then nothing.
Basically, if they were to be a bit further away, I would literally like grab them and pull them towards me with it.
I swear to
Basically, the
God,
spell
the
is
Scarecrow ends up being pregnant or something.
I have a feeling that that might just be
actually that was just my action, right? So I could move.
That was your action. You can move, and because of Shocking Grasp's ability, the Scarecrow cannot attack you. It cannot take reactions.
Yeah, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on a whim and say Adler's actually in there, like
Yeah,
just from experience in these sort of things,
yeah.
like
Okay,
plot
I just
twist, you
gotta.
actually killed the kid.
Well,
All right. Oh god.
You can see the DM, you can see the DM went quiet because he knows I'm telling the truth.
all right, and I don't think I can. I don't
No.
think I have anything that I can do else. So.
Yeah,
Leverage.
I'm still frightened, so I actually can't move towards the Scarecrow since he fucked off from me.
You can't move towards him, but you could go.
For the ravens, yeah.
I would say you could like go towards the swarm of ravens because it's like radially it might be a little bit closer, but that's not your goal. But you could also make an attack at the Scarecrow if you have like don't you have a bow or whatever?
Yeah, I have a short bow.
It's at disadvantage either way because he's still nearby, but whatever you want to do, it's up to you.
If you shoot him, try aiming higher for the head or something.
I'm gonna aim for his legs, like just where it joins into onto the body, you know? Not the actual leg itself, but just sort of like where it attaches to the main body. With my short bow.
Okay.
10.
I'm on disadvantage, so that's a 5 actually.
Oh, 5. Natural 1.
Yeah, you shoot it and it right through the center, right through the torso. Doesn't seem to have any effect.
I just rush with the arrow, misfire, and it just like drops at my feet like, oh shit. I'm still holding on to the arrow when I let go of the string, so I let go of the string, but still holding on to the arrow.
Oh boy.
I've done that before with a bow. It's not fun.
And that's the Scarecrow's turn.
Yeah, it just lets loose a wail. Certainly pissed that Elentar is just like
Yeah,
going ham. He's gonna run right up to you and make a multi-attack at you.
Oh god. Oh.
16 and 22.
He's down.
that definitely hits.
Dead,
Oh,
dead,
damn,
dead,
okay.
dead, dead,
Okay, so how much damage is this gonna be?
That's gonna be 14.
Okay, that is double my max health. Would that actually kill me? Like physically kill me? Or are we not working by that?
We'll see. For now,
I am at least at 0 hit points.
you are at 0 hit points.
Right.
But your chest is essentially flayed open.
Wow. Them some mad rolls.
Jesus Christ.
Them are some mad rolls.
All right, Martha, your go.
Well, first of all, she's horrified. She can't do any more bardic inspiration. And I'm pretty sure that's too far away for her fat little body to run. Yes, definitely too far away.
If you can...
Let's see. Ooh.
First level bard does not have healing word, do they?
Healing word is a...
She does have healing word, but I don't think it goes that far.
It has a range.
Yes. Healing word. Let me double check it.
If you were to get closer, you can probably reach.
Move and shout.
Let's see. Healing word. 60 feet. So you can just get it from here.
You can do it from there, yeah. I mean, it would be
All right,
something to
she's
not
that's
have
her
me be
last healing
dead.
slot or spell slot, but she's gonna do it.
And then
She
we
pretty
just need
much just
someone to.
yells, "Wake the fuck up!"
All
You have
right.
to roll a 1d4, I believe. Wow.
Shit. I'm back up to full health.
Just like that. Just like that.
You are not conscious.
Oh,
You are still out of the game.
okay.
But yeah, it's kind of far away. You can't really tell. Like you're trying to heal him from this distance, but to you it still looks like he's literally flayed open by this creature.
But he's stable now, though, right?
You have no idea. I mean, like chest cavity ripped open.
Well,
even
shit.
even after your spell.
I might have wasted our last spell slot, boys.
Well, that was
right.
a bonus. You can also move and attack as well, if you wish. Good hit.
Okay,
Could help
she's
out
going
Eldrin
to
with the swarm of ravens.
move over here and smack at the birds with her quarterstaff.
Try not to hit me.
And while she does it, she goes, "Shoo! Shoo! Shoo!"
Oh god. Ooh.
All right, 7. Yeah, seven misses. You're swatting at them, but you didn't like really connect per se. They just kind of like flew out of the way.
Whew.
Well, I'm dead.
No,
Eldrin,
you're not. I'll just poison spray the remaining crows / ravens.
Con. Oh, 4. Yeah, that did not make it.
Wow. This is gas again.
Where are your papers?
I'm just gassing the crows.
So these ravens, yeah, they're gonna go ahead and beak you. It's actually, let me see, 1d6, 2d6.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's just 1 damage because they're at less than half of the swarm. So
So it's just 1d6 worth of damage.
yeah, so see how it's 10 plus 1? The plus 1, that's what you take, because the first one is 2d6, the second one is the 1.
So I take 1 point of damage.
Yeah, you just take 1 point of damage.
They just slightly scratch you with their teeny tiny raven claws.
And then they just squawk at you, and after they get some pecks in, you see all their heads kind of snap towards the forest, and they just dissipate and fly off.
Whew.
He's down.
Well,
He's
So we're
down.
gonna-
I think that was quite enough gassing.
Yeah, we're gonna pass by Elentar for right now.
Yeah. I'm kind of flayed.
Leah.
Right. So I can't move directly towards the Scarecrow, but can I make sort of a parallel movement, so like perpendicular to like going directly at him, so something like that?
As long as you still equal the same. So right now you're 35. So if you're 35 away from him when you
Okay, 1 second. Let me see then.
when your movement's done, or 35 or more.
So that'd be from there. That's.
You might as well just make an attack from here.
I can't actually
I mean,
because
honestly.
I don't think I can because that's out of the range of my bow. I'm pretty sure.
Is it?
Short bow should have a decent range. I would assume at least 50,
Yeah, short
50,
bow is
60 feet.
like, yeah,
At least 50, 60 feet.
I think short bow is like 60, 120.
Oh, is it?
And then
Okay.
long bow is like 120, 300 or something like that. That's just off the top of my head, but it's definitely more than 35 feet.
Okay, so
Yeah, you're good. It's still at disadvantage because you're frightened, but yeah.
Can I ask for Eldrin? Do you have anything that's fire based?
Not really.
Okay, that's kind of shitty then for me. Right. I
Does
guess
Eldritch Blast count as fire?
okay. I guess I'll just go for a shot at his center at his stomach again then with the bow. Honestly,
Okay.
I don't want him. Well, I was gonna go for his legs originally, but I don't want him to be staying there. I want him. If I'm going to incapacitate him, I want him to be at least close to us so I can make an attack with my rapier. So yeah, I'll go for a shot at his stomach with my short bow. 8.
Yeah, an 8 unfortunately misses.
Shoo! Because it like shoots past.
Yeah, and as you look, it's almost like you get tunnel vision. When you go to aim at him, he turns towards you, and you can see just like this hideous grin form over its face, and you see like its belly straw starting to seep red.
Well, isn't he just a charming fellow?
Yeah.
So, I'm placing my bets now. Who thinks this is going to be a TPK in the first?
Since I'm not there, it won't technically be a TPK.
Just Throm exploring on his own for the rest of the campaign.
I did give him the option.
The Adventures of Throm Frosttooth.
No. Okay. So Scarecrow's turn. The Scarecrow just turns to face you all with this hideous grin, and it reaches into itself, and just you see it like open, like part its own straw, and you can just see like a limp, bloodied body of some sort. As it looks towards you grinningly, and then it turns off and dashes into the forest.
I loved that animation from my zoomed in perspective. It's like, fuck you guys, I'm going home.
So is he out of sight now?
So he's just getting into, because double his movement. He's almost at the tree line at this point.
Okay.
So
how far away would that be?
This square. So he is from this square. He is 60 feet away from this square. So for you, it's like 85 feet or something like that.
Still in range. Zing. Can I do it? But I think it's Martha's turn.
Martha's going to rush over to our buddy over here that is obviously sort of dissected on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, that frightened thing just... Yeah, sorry, go on.
And she has no healing spots left, so she's just
You can stabilize him, though. You can do a medicine check.
Do you have a medicine kit? I mean, you can try to improvise, but...
She's going to try and improvise because there's not much else she can do.
Yeah.
Okay.
You made things worse. Oh god.
Yeah, it like you're trying to push it stuff back together, and it's just
there's like intestines everywhere.
It's just like you don't have the right equipment right here right now to do what you would need to do.
I think it goes without saying, but she is sobbing at this point.
Yeah. So while you're doing that, Eldritch blast him.
Aim for his legs.
That just goes wide.
Saw the damage first, and then I saw the actual attack.
Oh, that's too
Why am I rolling so bad today?
Wait, you're not inspired, right? No, it was Ellen Tar.
No, it's yeah.
Kind
so
of.
No.
All right. Yeah.
Post
it goes
vision,
wide,
butterfly my
let's
beefy for what?
Smashes against a tree.
The range is 120, right?
Yeah.
if you dashed up to like Elentar or like whatever your max movement is, you could probably try and hit him one more time. You know what I mean? Just the turn order before he's like out of your reach.
Sure. Well, let me see how far I can move. I can move just behind Alan's house. So. Yep.
Did he drop that body, by the way, or did he just take it out on himself and run with it?
No, he turned to reveal it to all of you and like smirked horrifically and then turned and darted off into the forest.
Okay.
We may have killed someone. Oh, God.
All right, so in that case, it's Leah's go. So he is pretty far away. Let me look up the range on a bow. You already have disadvantage.
I'm not going for a shot on the bow actually.
You're not?
No. First off, I'm gonna move towards Martha. I can move just besides her there.
Okay. And just so you know, you can, you would be able to hit him.
Yeah,
It would
yeah.
still be a disadvantage, but
Well, we've seen how lucky I've been rolling with these. Now in my inventory here, 1 second. Fuck, there we go. It says I have 10 potions. Are these now are the oh no 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 fuck, not potion, fucking pitten. I've completely misread that.
Pittance.
I completely misread that. Fuck me. Not literally. I'd rather not, but now since she healed him, right? So he is not um dying right now. You said, but we just don't know whether he's all right or not. That's kind of what we said earlier, right?
his chest is like wide open at this point. It's still flayed.
All right.
He's definitely like he is not. Well, I don't know. Nobody's made a really high medicine check. He doesn't appear to be breathing.
I'm just busy like.
Well, I got closer. I guess I will go for a bow attack from a closer range. And just watch me roll like a 1. Wow.
No, even with the disadvantage, that hits him.
Yeah, and that was aiming at his legs. So is he like?
Yeah, you see, you you just barely hit like where the joint connects, and you see the wood splinter a little bit, but it like keeps hobbling away.
Damn it.
All right, and then I think yeah, so it'd be the Scarecrow's turn. He's just gonna run. So I would say Martha, if you're just gonna keep helping Elentar, we'll hold off. We'll do that after. And then yeah, Eldrin, I would say you have one more shot.
Come on, dice, don't fail me.
Aim at his legs.
Natural 20.
Blow his legs. Blow his legs off.
And it's and it's force damage. Yeah. So how do you want to do this?
I was just basically no, aim for his head. I think his head is blown up at this point. Pew.
Yeah. You just no, and you hear like an audible like thump, like underwater like thumb, like from a movie theater or whatever, and it's just like. And you just see where his head was. There's now gone, and like green eldritch fire is just like burning away at his upper torso.
I think I got him.
He's a good, because he moved both of his movements here. He's probably like 60 or 70 feet into the forest at this point. Like he started running into the trees and it's just gone.
I can still see him though, right?
Yeah, you can see where he fell. And just so you know, at this point too, the humans, they don't really know a whole lot about what's going on. They can see a little bit from the light of the campfire, but Elentar had cast light in order for you to see. So at this point, it's pretty dark. Like you can just barely make out what's happening.
Whew. Well, that was. I think we'll have the initiative on.
Yeah.
Go check the body he had.
Yeah, I think I'll just do that while you two just stabilize him.
Yeah, god
What I
damn,
was gonna say.
that frighten just completely fucked me.
And I'm just gonna say on that note, we're just gonna take a quick break because we didn't take a break at the halftime, and I really have to pee.
No
Okay,
problem.
I need, to
Yeah.
get,
So
I
we're
need,
gonna
I
do
need, I need to get a drink anyway. So.
You
Yeah,
possibly got
I-
TPK'd. You possibly got TPK'd.
I think it would just be PK'd.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely
Okay.
just PK.
Seriously, like that frighten fucked me so much, man. I was doing a lot of damage, and then frightened. Nope, can't move anymore. Scarecrow ran away from me. Well, I'm fucked.
From the outside
Oh.
looking in, that was an amazing fight. If I was watching the stream right now, I'd be having a lot of fun. That was a good fight to watch.
Be right back. I'm gonna take a piss myself.
I was literally like, shit, Eldritch Blast, and just not hitting, and then just like natural 20.
I'm
Well-
pretty sure we killed a child.
Oh no, definitely. I meant to mention it when Leah stabbed him. I was about to type, "Oh, you just killed that kid," but I didn't want to. I didn't want to metagame. But I noticed once he said it was wriggling, I'm like, "Oh yeah, no, somebody's about to kill that kid." that's just what's about to happen. But I didn't want to metagame, so I didn't say anything. But
I'm just like, I didn't kill him.
Martha had nothing to do with it. She is completely, her conscience is clear.
oh boy,
I was just trying to fight off crows. I was like, poison spray. I just gassed him and he just fell.
I didn't
Who's
I
going to
didn't
tell the
expect
mother?
that
Tell it.
on literally the first attack of the game I could be killed.
You had 6 health. Maybe next day you should have a better constitution modifier.
Oh, if I'm playing another character, I'm bringing Renant in.
Well, I think Elentar is pretty much fucked now. until I find a way to bring him back.
I mean, you could always bring me into town and see if there's anybody to help. You're not that far, luckily.
Who knows? Maybe the DM will come up with something.
I mean,
I
I mean, that's basically like the last resort situation. Just bring me into town and be like, "Yeah, this happened."
Hey, we killed off a scarecrow and might have killed a child in the process. Can we have some money?
Runa is going to be pissed.
Wow, yeah. Also, although we haven't gone and checked like the
Well, they
Scarecrow's
don't need
body
to
yet.
know we had a hand in killing
I was
them.
going to do that, but
I
we're
mean,
taking a break. So
from
smart
their
thinking,
point of
Martha.
view, what?
Smart thinking. She doesn't know you killed the boy. Just saying.
we'll just say that we found him that way.
Yep.
Because we kind of
We'll just say that the scarecrow dug into his own stomach and raked and committed seppuku.
No, we could just say the scarecrow pulled him out at the end. You know, it isn't a lie. It's like,
There's a puncture wound in
Sorry.
the boy's.
Okay,
There's a
so
puncture wound in the boy's body.
I called it right. It was Adler.
I don't know, maybe. I'm thinking
Okay,
so.
so tell me what happens. I've been in the bathroom.
the DHS is going to be on all of our asses.
Technically, they don't know we did it, but there is a very telling puncture mark in that body.
I think if we're just honest and say, hey, this freaking scarecrow screamed at
okay,
us.
Martha. I get the logic, but think about this for a second. You walk up to a mother, tell her, "Hey, I killed your kid." You think she's going to be listening to, "Oh, by the way, there's a scarecrow in the fucking way." Let's be honest. You think she's going to be very rational at that stage, Martha? Let's just be honest here.
But
Let's just gloss over details.
Maybe if we bring the body to her?
That's going to make it worse.
let's just
Would you
appre-
rather we
let's,
leave the body to rot in the fields for
Let's
her
just-
to find later?
let's just appreciate Nick's clutch natural 20. Otherwise, we would have had an entire other sequence where we were hunting this thing down.
Which
We still have to do that because the crows, they escaped.
I doubt that's I mean, yeah.
And there's the other missing
Maybe.
children as well. So
Yeah,
the
but
arc continues.
if this one's dead, then I don't know, man.
How many scarecrows do you think there are in a town surrounded by fields? Just saying.
Yeah, I don't know.
But still, I was like, come on, dice, don't fail me now. Natural 20.
I will just say, saying a monster killed the kid would go a long way towards getting Throm to go with you.
I'll just
It's
tell
kind of what I'm
Luna
saying.
that
Yeah, we should. It's kind of what I'm saying. Like, it sucks having to deceive and being a lying fuck. But we have no names.
could
Okay, we
just-
Martha, we have
Mm.
no
Also,
we have no name. We have no adventure names. We have no credibility. We're strangers,
by the way,
and we're gonna be saying, "Hey, by the way, we killed your kid." Like that's a bad way
No,
to
no.
start, Martha.
Here's
Just
the thing.
saying.
That's not what we say. We say
we
when
say
it was nearly dead, it
you
pulled
guys
out
you
fucking
guys say
kid's chest.
you guys say you killed the monster, but the kid ended up dying. That's what you say. That is the logical
We
thing to
killed
say
the
in that
monster, but
situation.
we were too late. There we go.
That's something.
Martha, you are one of the more charismatic ones. You can't do the talking.
That's
okay?
kind of the one that'll work better. I think we killed the monster, but it was too late at that
Too
point.
late.
All right.
I was actually
my
thinking about suggesting
favorite
planting
character.
evidence on the fucking scarecrow, give him a blade or something.
No.
That's
Yeah.
even worse.
Put a rapier. Yeah, he
Bring
did
the
it.
scarecrow.
Good thinking.
Who's going to carry the scarecrow into city center?
Who's got
Yeah.
the who's got who's
I guess I'm the one who.
who's
Martha will
who's
carry the baby.
I was gonna say who's got the
Someone else will
most.
carry the scarecrow.
Yeah, I was gonna say who's got the biggest constitution, because. Well, then again,
Not
like the.
strength. Not
I mean the Well, still though, the scarecrow would. Let's be honest, it's some wood and straw. Like the scarecrow itself shouldn't be that heavy, honestly.
It's 8 feet tall.
It's straw and 4 sticks that'll probably be around 2 feet each, is what I'm guessing.
They're stuffed. They're stuffed pretty compactly. Like if you've ever seen like I'm sure you've seen a real scarecrow.
Yeah, but
Like
Where do you live?
I used to live in a farm in Brazil. You know, we never actually had scarecrows, but I've dealt with hay, and it doesn't. To me, like I don't think it wouldn't be like super light, but it wouldn't be the weight of a fucking full-grown adult. You know, it'd probably be the weight of a child. So the child and the scarecrow probably weigh the same.
yeah.
You know what we need to cheer up? A song.
I think you're
Not now.
Wicked Fool at this point.
Shit. Aw,
Okay.
I had a good one too.
So is
I'm going to sing
everybody-
it anyways. There
Okay.
once was a man who lived on a rock. He sat in the meadow just shaking his fist
Visit some boys who were down by the creek. Yeah, I know this one.
Their feet in their water, their hands on their
Marbles and playthings, and at 4:30 there came a young lady. She looked like a pretty young preacher. She sat on the grass.
Alright.
No.
The Assumption song. Don't worry,
I can't-
I've sang this a couple times in class.
Who hasn't?
Yeah, I don't have enough strength to
Always
lift the
pisses off
scarecrow.
the
Just saying.
teachers.
So we've
Yeah,
just
for sure.
killed a child in cold blood, and we're singing the Assumption song in the middle of a fucking field with a dead scarecrow that's probably still burning from the Eldritch Blast.
So just so you know how much weight you can carry, so obviously whatever the weight says in roll 20 that you're carrying on you, you can carry whatever 15 pounds times your strength number, not your modifier, your number. So like Elentar has 8 strength, so it's 8 times 15. So 10 is 150 pounds total.
I can't
But
carry much,
it
and I'm
also-
already carrying 70 pounds.
Yeah. So it depends on how you're carrying it too. Like I mean, it would be considered less like if you're just dragging the scarecrow like by a leg.
Yeah,
or
I
something.
think like
I think
Eldrin,
that's just drag it.
I think Eldrin should like actually like properly hold the boy, and me and Martha just sort of drag the scarecrow by its feet.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
you know,
share
just
the
get
weight.
blood
Martha
all
was
over
going
my
to
fine
carry
clothes.
the dead child.
Just get blood all over my fine nobility clothes. I'm sure that's gonna be fine. I'm sure you can wash it.
You're the only one who can carry the bloody child, and unless you want to drag a
Oh.
dead child through the streets.
I have
Exactly.
leather armor on me, so I have leather armor on me, so I just like Put
Yeah,
on,
we're
just make
talking
sure it's bleeding and
we're
all that
talking
stuff.
about carrying a child humanely, and you're worried about your fucking clothes getting dirty.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you haven't
Martha will
actually checked
carry
it
the
out yet.
baby.
You haven't actually
She
checked it
can
out to see
handle
what's in there.
carrying a baby.
It might also be a good idea to maybe try and find someone more qualified to take a look at my body.
Yeah, he is kind
Just,
of like,
just his ghost, just sort of going, "Hey guys, I'm here too. Remember?"
Yeah, you're like down the ground. I'm like, oh, right.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. We could use the scarecrow as a gurney.
That's gonna be very prickly.
You
But
drag
first,
in
let's have a
your
look at the scarecrow. Let's have a look at the
you,
scarecrow. We haven't actually done
you
that yet.
drag in your wounded friend on the body of the monster you just slain.
So I'm
Pretty
gonna
much.
walk towards the corpse of the scarecrow and just like take a look at what the hell is in there that's bleeding out. What is it?
so you go into the
That's like 70
woods,
feet into the
about
woods. Yeah.
60, 70 feet into the wood, and you crawl. Yeah, you have dark vision, so it's no issue. Yeah, you just see this thing face down,
Oh,
no head.
Head down,
can I
ass
like
up.
turn him like around so I can see what's inside his bloody chest cavity?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you roll him over, and you he's not like filleted open. He like revealed it and then pushed it back and started running into the forest. So
Okay, I'll just
yeah,
part his. Yeah, I'll just flay him. Yeah, I'll just flay the scarecrow and just see what the hell is there.
okay. So you see a essentially a small pool puddle of definitely blood in the crumpled body of an approximately 9-year-old, what you can assume to be boy, missing one boot.
Can I take the body of the child out?
You most certainly can. I would, however, like you to make a constitution check, considering you're scooping him out of a essentially,
Scooping him out of the bloody
yeah.
A straw uterus.
10.
So you're right on the border, like you're like dry heaving, but you pull through it.
Push, Mr. Scarecrow.
Yeah.
Push.
So the boy is most definitely dead now, right?
Definitely, like he has so many different wounds.
He got electrocuted. He got fucking stabbed twice by me.
Well, at least the electrocution was a quick death.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest.
Uh,
He's just like
Okay, so
it's just like a toasted body with like 2 stab wounds on either side of the chest.
so
It,
I'm just going
it,
to
it,
like
it looks like we spit
I'm just gonna
roasted him.
regain my composure and just like, okay, I'm just gonna drag the entire scarecrow. Hopefully the body will stay in the scarecrow, so just drag it back onto the clearing towards the other 3.
So you're gonna put him back in the scarecrow.
Oh, is he out already? If he's
Yeah,
out already, I'll
no.
just drag the child.
You
That's what I'm saying.
scooped him
You
out.
scooped him out.
So
Like,
I'll just
that
drag the child out.
that's an ugly
Or get the
baby.
scarecrow.
Like just the doctor has. That's an ugly baby. You can have it back. Just shoves it back in there head first.
also, how fucked up would it be if we dropped
Pull, Mrs. Scarecrow. Pull.
like drug the scarecrow back to town, and then like the child was still inside of it, and we didn't tell anyone? Oh God!
Wait. If we do that, then they wouldn't be able to blame us for it.
Well, it's
Talk
too
about
late.
plant. Talk about
drag him out of the clearing.
talk about planting evidence.
It isn't really planting.
It's already there. I already moved it. So here's the child. Lays it out in front of the other 3.
Next to Elentar.
Yeah.
Martha almost immediately goes to scoop this child up. And I'm guessing she has to roll Constitution as well.
Yeah, Martha for sure. Yeah.
Sorry. Try not to vomit on Elentar.
Oh yeah, you just lose it.
Yeah, she's
My
sobbing and
goodness.
throwing up, but she's still sort of like holding it while throwing up and sobbing.
No, I was. This is like extremely mentally traumatic experience. Like this is like
Yeah.
a slaughtered young child that just got plopped in front of you.
Yeah, we may or may not have been the result of that. Don't look at
Yeah,
me, I
but
never hit the
won't she
Scarecrow.
still like be holding it even
To
though
be
she's like projectile vomiting everywhere?
to be fair, Eldrin and Martha are innocent of this. Me and goddamn, fuck, he changed the character name so many times. Me and Elentar were pretty much the ones that did all the damage to the stomach.
The only time I ever hit the Scarecrow was me just Eldritch blasting his head off. And with a critical, and that's with a natural 20.
He
Oh,
was well
God.
placed too. If you didn't get the 20, you wouldn't have had enough to end him.
We need to go
That was a
and
lucky
show.
roll.
Although she
So,
probably
what are we
doesn't
gonna
say
do
it
with
like
these
that.
two?
She's probably like, we need to go and show her. There we go.
Did you say
We
shower?
need to go and show the mother the dead body of her child. That's it thinking.
She just sort of looks like at you like you have a grown a second head or something. Like, yes, we're going to show her. She needs to know what happened to her son.
And how are we gonna explain this? We literally
I
turn up to
don't
someone's
know.
house holding a dead child that's electrocuted with 2 stab wounds.
I can tell you from experience that this sort of thing, you can't just magic it away. She has to see it, or at least know. Do one of you have like a blanket or something that we can wrap him up in, or?
I don't think we do. I mean, we could try roping him up, but I'm not sure how effective that will be.
Oh God. Okay. I guess I could use my sleeping bag. I'll have to buy
Oh,
another
you know
one.
what? Okay, cool. You're gonna have to clean that later on. And I'll let you do the talking because you're the soothing one.
Ugh.
And what are we gonna do with Mr. Elentar here, or Mr. Wizard here?
I'm all for the idea of using the Scarecrow as a stretcher and just bring him with us.
You can go into the forest and fetch him if you want.
Fuck you.
I don't know what's happening, so
Remember, Nick.
whatever you guys have to.
Remember,
Wait,
Nick.
wait.
Remember, Nick. I'm terrified of the Scarecrow. I can't head near it. I can't head towards it.
Well, he's dead now. He's dead now. He doesn't have a head, so
He's
all you
dead.
see is just a straw body.
Yeah, it only lasts for like a minute, so you're good. If you want to move closer to it.
I don't think I have. I don't think I have the constitution for it anyway. Like, let's be honest.
We
The
just need to
Constitution thing
go
is only for
and-
the child. You just need to just drag him out.
Well, if Martha gives me a hand, we can pull the Scarecrow together and then.
I'm holding a dead child.
Fine, I'll go.
So me and Eldrin just
I'm
go
just
and.
wander around the forest, drag out the Scarecrow.
So yeah, me and Eldrin just pull the Scarecrow by its feet, like one each.
The
Martha
carriage
is always sort
awaits.
of dragging her feet and going up the path to the town.
No, you're. Yeah, and we just laid a Elentar on top of the Scarecrow like a fucking stretcher.
Also, Elentar's like 5'4"
You're
and
flayed.
like 140 pounds. Like he's not a big guy.
I'm 4'6" and 100 pounds.
I'm
Dude,
40
I'm only
pounds.
130
I'm
pounds.
almost a foot taller than you, and I'm only 40 pounds heavier. So
I'm only 130 pounds. What the
I
hell?
mean,
You're thick. You're thick.
muscle weighs more than fat, so she's just a very, she's got very muscular legs from all the dashing and jumping and acrobatics.
Anyway, so we just drag. So we just bring the corpses back into town. No biggie. Is that what
We
we do?
just-
Just move the
I think we
corpses
should.
into town.
We don't really know any place in a town besides the what is it, the bed and breakfast, or so I think we should bring it to them and see and ask them if there's anywhere we can take them for medical attention.
The child is most definitely dead.
Yeah, but we
Yeah.
Not sure about
Ellen.
Elentar.
Yeah. You you guys kind of left him um for a while to go check out this dude. He's I mean, he's flayed open. He's cold.
You might be TPK. Okay, so we just dragged both bodies back into town. Right. With Martha cradling the dead child, who is bleeding all
She's
over
still
her.
sobbing. She is just inconsolable at this. She feels somewhat responsible for this, even though
I'm just like
really.
solemn. I'm just like solemn. I'm just like dragging this scarecrow with me, or carrying, I guess. It would look quite a sight because I'm like 6 feet tall. Leah's like 4 feet. The entire scarecrow would be like sloped upwards.
Does anyone even remember what this kid's name is?
It's
Adler.
Adler. Adler.
Adler, 9 years
Okay.
old, scruffy
I
hair, dirty
think.
blonde. I took notes.
Yeah. So Adler was the one that basically went missing, but we don't know if this child is Adler. We know it.
Well,
We know it's the same age, but
I think it's safe to assume.
yeah. Just head back to the bloody bed and
Yeah,
breakfast.
she's probably already at the town square, just like.
You're gonna have to help us do a lot of explaining because I am not good at that. Well, RP wise anyway.
So it's probably a good mile and a half, 2 miles that you have to drag these things. By the end of it, you guys are exhausted. You know,
Well, Martha's just carrying child.
I'm
just
I'm
like
I'm
holding the
assuming
stretcher.
once they get close enough to town, there's probably someone who's gonna take notice, right?
Yeah,
well, I
I
mean,
have a
this is
feeling there's
like
going to be a crowd.
no, I mean, this is like nighttime. So um,
Mhm.
you don't really see anybody on the streets. It's pretty much everybody's in their homes. Even most lights are out. Um, with the exception of some. You can still hear some sort of commotion way across town, like where the tavern is. But
She goes, um, she
Okay.
asks, let me think. She asks Eldrin to take a pot and a spoon out of her back and just sort of bang it.
Okay.
You know, an alarm.
I just do as Martha says. I go just smacking the pot with the ladle.
all right.
Well, the mother of God, I already forgot the name.
Runa. Runa.
No, the kids.
The mother of Alder.
Yes, will the mother of Alder please come
Adler.
out?
Adler.
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 I like how it's Leah and I like how it's Leah that's going like Adler to Martha.
I'm not even sure what Leah feels about this because she just witnessed a child die.
I mean, the actual death itself, like it's nothing for her, but it's the circumstance that she's the one who's done this to someone else. Because this is sort of the reverse of what happened to her, where the child dies with
Can
the
we
parents
like
alive.
lay down Elentar and the scarecrow like just beside us? We can use him as an example as to what happened out there, so it don't get
So
bombarded with questions as to what the hell happened to the child.
so you lay out, and then are you just like standing around that, or you guys are like going through the streets, like just banging on these pots and pans, like somebody?
I'm the
Well,
one that's doing the banging. I'm not sure what Leah's doing. I'm like, hey, someone help us!
So
Martha's
you
just
can
like sobbing.
they're just trying to provoke attention, really.
They're
Yeah.
trying to get someone to come over and help us, wake someone up.
okay. You see um up the street like several people like with just candlelight and in lanterns and whatever they can, like probably about a half a dozen people starting to come out of their homes, and at they're all in like nightgowns and whatnot at this point, because where the uh, where the Black Bricks bed and breakfast was is kind of closer to the edge of town, so you're kind of like a little ways down the street from it. You see, um, you see
Yeah, why didn't we
Rosa.
just go in the first place?
You see Rosa and Chris just like dashing out, and with Runa behind them,
Oh,
and they're running towards you. And I think that's where we're gonna pick up next week.
oh, oh boy. We have lots of explaining to do.
Yeah.
So, should I be preparing or not? Like, are my chances of keeping this character non-existent?
We'll
You
see,
literally
we'll
got
see what
PvP.
happens, man.
Because, like, I could prepare the character. Like, there's stuff that I need to do to it.
You've already prepared the character, right? I mean,
Like there's changes that I want to make if I were gonna play him again.
Yeah, not
you
having a
already made him
tank kind of fucked us up.
wizard, and his name is now Ellen Tor.
No, it's more.
No.
I want to change. I want to change him back to the original like duelist style that I had before. I feel like that'd be more interesting because now we have a paladin.
You can do it. You can do whatever you want, and we'll see. We'll see what happens next week.
All right.
So Martha is all week to plan out her speech as to what happened.
Yeah, so Thrawn basically just was non-existent in that this D&D.
Throm just went to bed. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Outside of money, Throm had no reason to help out finding a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is gonna be interesting next week.
Plus, I don't have to
Yeah.
explain a dead kid now, so I think I got out good on that.
Well, I
think
mean, if
I
you
was
if you're
probably the start.
if you were around, I don't know, we might have gotten off with a little better. I don't know.
I feel like the kid definitely would have died because
I know, but
would have noticed.
semantics.
He would have died a lot faster if that's.
I mean, we might have. I mean, but at least we might have been able to keep Alantar from getting
I think I was
bisected.
the start of the show here. I was literally like gassing crows and just took off some.
Okay, so as a recap, what have we done today? We've fucking gone to the city. We've met up with everybody, and Throm just kind of did his own thing. We fucked up to try and save a kid. We killed a scare. We fought a scarecrow. Elentar got bisected. I was pissing my pants the entire fight because it frightened me right at the start after I just stabbed its head.
Dylan.
Nick gassed scarecrows.
Yeah. You shall feel my wrath.
Sorry, crows rather.
So, I'm adding Vernance back to the Tales of Xeferia because I have no other areas to export this character to.
Just don't worry about it. Just set him up on your own game, and like I
But
said,
I can't export him to my own games because I would need like the premium for that.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, okay, sure, I guess.
And you could just not have him assigned to a team or something, and I'll edit him in there.
Shite.
Alright, well, yeah, let's have Toasted was doing his recap, so let's just have him finish, and then we can talk about it right after.
Yeah, so we went into the city. We did some bar. We went to some tavern. We made the tavern owners quite uncomfortable. Then
Throm did.
I also did, sort of glaring at Chris. Then eventually we took a quest for trying to find a kid. Throm stayed behind because no money in it for him. He's kind of like, fuck this shit, none of my business. We had to deal with a scarecrow and crows. I was pissing my pants the entire time because I got frightened. Alantar electrocuted a child inside a scarecrow, then got bisected. Martha was just sort of running around trying to save everybody, panicking. Eldrin was just gassing crows and then pulled a 360 no scope clutch shot at a fucking at a scarecrow with his fucking with his Eldritch Blast. And now we have Now we have CSI Dungeons and Dragons to explain the next week when we have to explain this mess.
pretty much.
Yeah,
Yep,
that just
that's
about
right.
does it.
Uh,
Hold on. It
anything in
wasn't
Twitch
wasn't
chat?
Oh yeah, we should probably check Twitch.
Too late
Yeah.
now.
You haven't been checking?
Wait, what did I actually? Wow, I actually fucking got
So,
some.
So
yeah.
excuse me, princess.
Wasn't bad for our first sesh.
Very exciting.
Play what game? Dungeons and Dragon wise, no. Character and event wise, fuck.
Heavy.
We've just we've possibly already lost a character or possibly already lost an adventure the first time. We also possibly completely fucked our quest by killing the fucking kid we were trying to save.
So basically, it's D&D.
We basically
Yeah,
just
it's
going
D&D.
on. Yeah.
Well, nothing ever said let's start off
well
smoothly.
so much for having a good reputation when we first start.
Well, if anybody wants to
Hey,
stay in here
I'm
and
fine. I was just gassing crows. You don't want snapping your kid.
if anybody
Hey,
wants to stay here and
I
talk to me while I recreate my character.
Hashtag
I
Martha did nothing
Vermont.
wrong.
I saw something moving in the scarecrow. I'm like, oh, that must be its weak spot. Stabbed it. Turns out there's a kid inside it. Apparently, the scarecrow. Apparently we just aborted a pregnant scarecrow.
You did.
That's
You
what
perform a beast.
that's what me and Elantar did. Basically, we just aborted a pregnant scarecrow.
You basically perform a C-section on the scarecrow, except you also cut into the child.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Fucking
dear.
just stabbed the kid and then electrocuted him.
Well, that's it for this week, I guess.
Scarecrow just sitting there thinking, what the fuck is wrong with you? I was just gonna take the kid to the forest. You fucking murdered him.
Oh dear.
They were going to go to Candyland.
And
I was gonna go meet the Wizard of Oz with him.
Oh dear. And I'm on 7 hit points now, not 8.
Martha is half dead, probably has a black eye and a broken nose.
And sobbing profusely.
Sobbing, probably has vomit on her pretty dress.
Leah's just got Leah's clothes are just torn from that hit, and she's pissed her pants from the frightening.
Alantar is
Okay,
flayed open.
This
And-
sounds like
And
a
Throm is
version of
Throm's just sitting there.
I'm gonna use the bathroom.
Dead people don't need to use the bathroom.
On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me an aborted scarecrow, 2 his pants, and a dead child in my arms. Oh boy.
Oh, we murdered a child. Oh dear.
Oh my god. What a start.
Everyone's going to be pissed.
so
I mean, all I gotta do is lie. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, gallows humor, man. It's real.
Yeah, that scenario is sounding a lot. That scenario is starting to sound like a fucking joke. 4 people walk into a bar. That 3 people walk into a bar with a scarecrow, a dead kid, and a dice. Like, what the fuck?
I'd like to point out one of the DM's favorite words in this case. Consequences.
Well, we're gonna be dealing with those. I mean, you were kind of expecting to right off the bat with Leah. Let's be honest.
Not this soon, though. Jesus. I wasn't expecting you to just go and murder someone right off the bat.
At
Unintentional.
least get 3 months in before kids start getting murdered. No.
So yeah, if you guys are interested, I have all this stuff under like World of Zeftar where you can essentially put in NPCs and places and stuff. as like a live file, so that way you guys don't have to write down notes everywhere. It shares them to everybody. You could put in like your own comments and whatever.
Okay.
You don't have to use it. I don't know how much of a pain it's gonna be, but I'm
That's a
gonna
lot
try.
of mysterious notes in the blank handout.
Yeah, there's just like a list of notes, so you can take it, move it around, do what you want with it. All right. Well, I hope everybody had fun.
Yeah. I don't think Rom did, but that's because he chose to like just sit there.
Oh no,
Yeah,
no.
I mean,
I
I
had
get it. It
plenty
might
of
not
fun.
have made sense for his character to join in, but I did offer him a spot for him to like run in afterwards, like if he was bored or something. And
Yeah, no, trust me, I was not bored.
You're just watching us screw up.
Yeah, it was very fun to
Conjure
watch.
popcorn.
Yeah, I pretty much did just eat while you guys did all that. I was even watching
You're
it
just
on
like popcorn.
the Twitch stream. So yeah, it was.
You're just
very
eating popcorn. Yeah.
Sipping a soda cup filled with a child's dead blood.
Yeah, it was great.
That got dark quick.
But damn,
Blood cookies.
first thing we face, and there's a fucking scarecrow.
Yeah,
Wait, I have
the actual fight wasn't that bad. We just fucked up.
Yeah.
Well, already,
That was fine.
Already, I'm recreating. We're not better than he's ever been. So.
Like the first thing I did when we set initiative, I'm like, right, I'm gonna move 30 feet away and use Eldritch Blast. Missed. Shit.
First thing I did was stab a scarecrow through the neck and then get feared.
Well, boys, we went and shot the maximum the game laws would allow. A scarecrow, 7 children, and a cow.
Scarecrows.
Well, if I've ever put this fucking video on YouTube, I know the title. Dungeons and Dragons: Tales of Xeferia, aborted scarecrow, or scarecrow abortion.
Unplanned Parenthood, the Scarecrow story.
Oh boy. You were streaming the whole thing, so you have 4 hours worth of footage. So.
Yep, I'm actually gonna stop streaming now because